I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X Blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry, because I'll bet my mom can't cook.
Hello and welcome to Mom Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Luke Westaway, and I've just finished the required reading. That's right, I've watched every single episode of Even Stevens.
Hi, I'm Andy Farrant, the other host.
Hey, Andy. How did you find season 3? I found it pretty tough going.
I didn't watch any of Even Stevens.
What? What?
For a start, it's not available on Disney Plus. Just the movie is. Which
Yeah,
is
I know.
Which is a wild decision.
I know it's not available on Disney Plus, Andy. I had to go on the dark web.
You had to go to Shia LaBeouf's house.
I had to go to Shia LaBeouf's house. He's got them all.
Steal his DVDRs with them on.
Well, I went to get them, but he had taped over the DVDRs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you watched all 65 episodes of Even Stevens?
I had to. I had to because otherwise I knew the Even Stevens movie that we're recapping this week wouldn't make any sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be fair to you, that is true. I haven't watched any Even Stevens. And it didn't make much sense to me.
No. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, I haven't actually watched any Even Stevens. But Here's the thing about the Even Stevens movie. Because this film serves as a fond salute to the TV show Even Stevens,
Yep.
It is impossible to tell what is a beloved Even Stevens running gag.
Bit.
Yeah, and what is the usual impenetrable decom bullshit. Maybe there's a beloved running gag in Even Stevens that Beans is romantically infatuated with the dad.
Yeah, or maybe there's a beloved running gag in Even Stevens where Beans is always sort of farting and pissing and stuff.
Yeah, but I could tell that about 50%.
Mostly about Beans.
I could tell that mostly about Beans. I can tell that about 50% of what happens in this movie is a beloved reference to Even Stevens, and about 50% of it is the normal amount of just decom nonsense where it's not been thought through and there was no time and there was no money, so they just made it. For example, in Even Stevens is the character of Lewis Stevens a brilliant inventor. I don't.
Because they just decide for this movie.
He is in this for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then never again.
I don't know. It's a mystery to me. I did notice today that quite a few episodes are on the Disney Channel YouTube channel. So I started watching the first episode of Even Stevens.
Right, okay.
It was basically unwatchable, so I turned it off.
Well, I found the film basically unwatchable, so in that sense, maybe this is a really good fond salute to the TV show.
By being unwatchable.
By being unwatchable, yeah. I found this a very, very tough watch.
It was perplexing, certainly. I don't think it's necessarily a bad premise.
No, I think it's, dare I say, a good premise.
Yeah.
It's a funny premise.
Shia LaBeouf's performance is hard to watch, I would say.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know if it was
mostly screaming at people.
Yeah, but there's screaming in loads of decoms. That's fine. I'm used to screaming. But what is it about his scream? It is so grating.
I know.
It is so piercing. I think it's the worst scream I've heard.
Yeah, I think, among any decom actor or just any actor generally.
Yeah, I think so. And, fine, not everyone has a great scream. That's not something you can hold against anyone. But why instruct your actor to be
continue
screaming
doing it
non-stop, all the time?
I discovered something about the Disney Channel when researching this film. So I went on the Even Stevens Wikipedia page and I saw it had 65 episodes, which is the same number of episodes as So Weird. And I thought, that's interesting. I wonder why they've got the same amount of episodes. And it turns out it was Disney Channel policy that no show could go longer than 65 episodes because they would sign their actors up to 3-year contracts. It would take 3 years to get through 65 episodes. And then the actors would go, time to renegotiate for more money. And Disney were like, how about this? Cancelled.
Oh, my God. Wow, Disney. You expertly outfoxed those children who you're paying, whose parents you're paying to act in your TV shows. Wow. Yeah. Checkmate, children.
Enjoy your substance abuse and downward spiral, kids.
Were you hoping for aftercare? Well, how about this? Cancelled. Oh my God.
I mean, even Stevens is one of the lucky ones. They got a send-off movie, which, we're here to talk about today.
Oh, I bet Eisner was not happy about that.
Yeah.
He was like, all right.
Can you imagine the send-off So Weird movie?
All right, but I'm encasing their contracts in bulletproof lucite.
So this is the cherry on the cake for the Even Stevens franchise. Let's hear Disney try and sell it to you back in the year 2002.
Tomorrow, Disney Channel presents the first ever full-length Even Stevens movie.
Welcome, Stevens family!
But the Stevens family summer of fun turns into a struggle for survival. The Even Stevens movie, tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Disney Channel.
Okay, is there anything that you want to say before we dig in, Andy? Into this?
Yeah, we should probably... So I think this film assumes a level of familiarity with the Stevens family. Sure. Also, before we start, I will not be referring to Shia LaBeouf's character as Lewis throughout this movie. I will only refer to him as Even Steven. That's what he is throughout my notes.
Even Steven.
Even Steven.
Yeah, good. I like it.
Yeah, so he is that throughout. Okay,
Even
so you have
fine. Yeah,
they're the Stevens family. Okay, so
this is good. Yeah, little intro.
Yeah. So you need to know their personality and stuff. So you have Even Steven, aka Lewis Stevens. Yes. He is the worst boy in the world, I guess you would describe him as.
If I hadn't just seen Pixel Perfect, I'd say he's the worst boy. But he's going for it. He's unkind to his family. His personality is that he's lazy and selfish, but
he screams at everyone all the time.
Yes, he never takes responsibility. He antagonizes his older sister Ren, who is a sort of perfect bookworm academic. Yeah. The other thing about his personality is that he is a Einstein level technological genius.
Yes,
which is truly baffling to me. Anyway, that's Even Stevens.
So that's Even Steven. Then you have
that's Even Steven, and Ren is the older sister.
She's the highly strung overachiever of the family. They have another brother, an older brother, Donnie. He is very athletically gifted but quite stupid.
Yes,
he's supposed to be heading off to college, but he has a severely receding hairline. I don't know how old this actor is, but yeah, there's the mum and dad. Dad is a lawyer who is currently between jobs. Mum is a California state senator, so that's interesting.
And then you also have some other characters. You have some friends in the form of Alan, the inconceivably named Alan Twitty, played by AJ Trouth, who you may know from You Wish.
I also discovered that he was married to Leah Pipes from Pixel Perfect for a while. Yeah, they were married for 3 years.
Gosh, incredible.
Yeah.
Well, everything's connected. Okay, so you have Alan and Tawny, who is another friend.
She's a sort of love interest for Even Steven.
Yeah, even though it doesn't seem possible any human, even Steven's parents would struggle to love him.
There is a third friend who I think is called Tom.
Tom, yes. Tom's thing
he's a weird sort of he's a weird simpering boy.
He's like an odd dandy who has a boat.
Yeah, like a 17th century fop.
Yeah, he's a kind of pinstripe Great Gatsby promenading dandy. He has a yacht.
Finally, amongst the principal cast, we have Beans, who is a small, unpleasant, farting, pissing boy.
He's like a sort of goblin.
Yeah.
He's almost mythical in the way that he appears and disappears from scenes. No one seems to want to take responsibility for Beans. It's almost like no one outside of the family can see him.
Yes.
He makes reference to parents, but the parents don't seem to want to know him.
No.
But that's great, Andy, because now we're all caught up. There are some other characters, we'll get into it. There are some other characters, but you don't need to know them. You only need to know the core family to enjoy, and I use that word advisedly, this movie. Okay, how do we begin?
Yeah, so we open on, in my notes I say, we open on a boy in sunglasses, some cool electronic music is playing. He's on a computer using software called Photo Sorter 2002.
Yes, it's some sort of computer whiz, a hacker. He's crossing off a list titled Potential Families. And on the screen, there are loads of different family photos, and they are being deleted one by one as he hones in on something.
Yeah, the clock on the computer tells us this is all happening at 9:10 a.m. So he's an early riser.
One of those early rising hackers.
He clicks on all these photos, they disappear. He crosses out more names on his list until only one is left, Stevens.
You have to remember that all of my notes are written from the point of view of someone who this is their first introduction to Even Stevens.
Yes.
So my note is a photo of Shia LaBeouf with some randos appears on screen.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is extremely poorly photoshopped into this
he is, right?
family photograph.
Which is odd, because there must be so many images readily available of the cast.
Yeah, after 3 seasons of Even Stevens.
We never managed to get a single frame with the whole family.
Maybe they didn't want to be in the frame with even Stephen because he was shouting at everyone all the time.
Yeah, Stephen was yelling. So
in my notes it says we see a close-up of the boy's mouth and he has a full beard, so I guess he's actually a man.
Yes, he mouths the word perfect in a way that suggests he's about to kill the Stevens family like the Tooth Fairy from Red Dragon. We cut to some kind of graduation. There is singing. All the kids and the family, a huge crowd is assembled. Older sister Ren is graduating to high school.
It's graduating junior high, which I don't know what that is.
I thought that was high school. I didn't know there were 2 kinds of high school, but
yeah, what is junior high? Actually, that's a good point.
What is junior high?
Also, like they're singing this song about their alma mater. It's like it's presented as if this is a normal thing. American listeners, is this a thing? Do you all sing a song about how nice your school is? Because that's weird.
Maybe they do, or I don't know. I love the idea. We have to compose, like every school has a sort of national anthem.
Yeah, right. It's like they're singing about the actual school that they go to.
St. Swithian's Preparatory, you were founded in 1982.
Maths and geography and lots of other subjects too.
There are teachers we don't talk about.
Because of the stuff they did.
Wait, hang on, sorry, I just remembered we weren't supposed to talk about it.
Okay, it says here in the United States, junior high is up to the age of 14. So Ren is supposed to be 14.
That is... Okay, well,
that makes
later
events troubling.
I mean, more troubling.
Yeah.
Or they were already extremely troubling. Okay, anyway, look, it's graduation. The camera cuts to many individuals, all of whom are presumably huge stars from Even Stevens that you will absolutely wet yourself with joy if you're an Even Stevens fan.
It's a huge moment for the fans as it pans across Brawpus and Chungo.
His popular character, Principal Rexler, introducing the valedictorian. President of the Overachievers Club, he says, anchor of the Wombat Report, which I gather is some kind of newspaper, and my PA, the single most amazing young woman I've ever met, Ren Stevens. And the crowd goes wild as Ren takes to the stage, or lectern, I guess.
It's Christy Carlson Romano from Cadet Kelly.
She gives her speech as we see her parents watching on proudly. Suddenly the seat next to the parents is taken by Donnie, who is Ren's older brother. Mum is upset. She says, where's Even Steven? He's going to... Sorry, I'm just on the fly correcting. Where's Even Steven? He's going to miss Ren's speech. Donnie says, I dropped him and Beans off. At this point in my notes, I've written, we're in trouble, because I'm like, who the is Beans?
Well, get ready. You're about to know who the Beans is. Because we cut to Even Steven.
Beans would have been a better name for the character.
Hey, his popular character, Beans. Even Steven and his friend, popular character Beans, turn up.
It would be so funny if Beans wasn't in Even Stevens. If, like, for this movie, they were, like, introducing...
His kind of Cousin Oliver figure they've just added to try and juice the rating.
Introducing Beans! He's testing very well.
Everyone knows it's Beans.
A kind of Scrappy-Doo figure.
Everyone absolutely hates.
The parachuted in to rescue the show.
Beans is a walking producer note. They've got a remote control. Ready to launch, says Beans. I'm going to bust a gut. Don't you do it, warns Even Steven.
So ready to launch, boss, splutters Beans. The two of them are sort of hiding off, like, to the side of the graduation.
Yeah.
Then even Stephen forcibly holds Beans' face.
Yeah.
Many characters will do this through the film. Presumably it's a beloved running gag that people will just grab hold of Beans' face.
Yeah, like you would sort of a bowling ball.
Yeah. On stage, Ren is doing a pretty charming speech. Then
you say that. We occasionally cut back to Ren's speech, but it seems to suck and everyone in the crowd seems to hate it.
Okay.
There's a man, like, ostentatiously snoring. Other people are, like, just chatting and not paying attention.
But I'm very much on Ren's side here because it's clear that she is valedictorian, is graduating, has worked very hard, and is about to be pranked senseless by even Stephen. And popular character Beans.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also people are just like snoring and looking bored. It's like she's just a kid, you know. She's
she's supposed to be 14.
Yeah, listen to her boring speech. So she's doing her speech. Then even Stephen presses some buttons, and suddenly a huge beach ball floats over to Ren. It's sort of bothering her and bumping into her. It doesn't bounce like a beach ball does. It's flying.
It's flying around like a drone.
It's hovering like a drone, but it's
being
not
remote controlled somehow by even Stephen.
Yeah.
The crowd is laughing. They're loving it. The dean asks a man improbably named Coach Tugnut to confiscate the beach ball.
Surely not, I've got written in brackets here. Yeah, so Coach Tugnut attempts to confiscate the beach ball.
Coach Nut would be better.
Coach Beans. So Coach Tugnut starts chasing after this beach ball. How this beach ball is controlled is beyond me, because it's just a big beach ball. It's noiselessly floating around. On stage,
it is floating though. Like, it's lighter than air, so it couldn't possibly contain anything.
Sure, yes, perhaps you know, I would accept that you know, maybe there's some way that maybe there's some high-tech micro propeller or something that could make sense.
But
bearing in mind
be
it's
anything,
so light.
It couldn't have anything heavier than that in it. Sure.
I mean, it only weighs what, like 3 grams total. So
exactly.
Sure,
Exactly.
So on stage, nobody's listening to Ren. They're all laughing because there's a beach ball. This has the same thing going on as in Go Figure, where Coach Tugnut is like chasing this beach ball around instead of walking off to the boys holding a big remote and killing them.
And just punching them in the neck or something.
Yes.
This is my job. This is what I do, says even Stephen. There's no way of knowing if that's
a
true.
catchphrase. Yeah.
If this is actually his job, if he is paid by some sort of company to float beach balls around at events.
You think he's hired out to ruin graduations specifically with a beach ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. How he does it, up to him. But it has to be a graduation. There is always a graduation. There is always a beach ball.
Yep. So Ren finishes her speech. Time to release the confetti, says even Stephen. Confetti, says Beans. I thought you said.
And then the beach ball starts to spin really fast and sort of squash in a CGI way and then explode in a shower of about 20 kilos of spaghetti.
Yeah, dozens of pounds of cooked spaghetti and sauce fly all over Coach Tugnut and the assembled students.
Now,
let's
park the issue of how the beach ball carries this immense payload.
Yes.
What I'm more interested in is how the confusion arose, because at some point, even Stephen said to Beans, fill this beach ball with confetti.
Yes. And
then Beans showed up with a beach ball that weighs at least 20 kilograms and is sort of sloshing around.
And smells of marinara sauce.
Yeah, and it's like, Beans, why did it take you 5 days in the kitchen to fill this beach ball with confetti?
Also, nobody knows about this prank except even Stephen and Beans. Even Stephen wasn't part of this, so at some point Beans cooked 20 pounds of spaghetti.
Yes.
And also somehow forced it into a beach ball, which has a very small aperture for blowing air into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did he feed each spaghetti in?
Individually.
I mean, that would be a lot easier if the spaghetti were uncooked. So perhaps he poured boiling water into beach ball.
Okay, well, now it's starting to make sense because you could easily get uncooked spaghetti into a beach ball, and then you could easily pour boiling water in using a funnel.
And then you could easily drain the water.
Yeah, easily drain the water out and drain in and then funnel in.
using like a sort of like
a gallon of Dolmio.
Using like a caulking gun, you can fire marinara sauce into the beach ball. So actually, yeah, it does hold up.
In any case, even Steven is some kind of brilliant genius. He's made a beach ball that flies with no apparent mechanism and delivers a payload of 20 kilograms of spaghetti. The US military would love to get its hands on this beach ball.
Yeah. Coach Tugnut eats some of the spaghetti. Beans, your lack of listening skills has finally paid off, says even Steven, and he kisses Beans tenderly on the forehead.
Yeah, it's worth noting that even though even Steven wanted confetti to go off over his sister doing his graduation, he's even happier that spaghetti exploded all over everyone, ruining her special day.
He's delighted by this turn of events.
Yeah,
he couldn't be happier.
He's loving it.
Yeah.
So in the aftermath of this, Rexler gloats about how much detention even Steven is going to get next year. Then Ren, the big sister, tries to kill even Steven, and then he tries to kill her.
Yeah.
They sort of claw at each other like cats, like slashing at each other's faces and stuff. Nice family.
Yeah, they're being sort of pulled apart by other family members.
Mom interrupts the killing. She says, don't you realise that Donnie is going off to college in the fall and Ren is starting high school? She says that we should make the most of this summer as a family. This is the mom's arc that she wants to...
Spend time together as a family.
The
idiot.
Yeah. The kids all then give excuses to not do that. They've got a date. They're seeing their friends. Ren says that her boyfriend Gil is taking her out to dinner. I've got a note, is Gil friends with Roscoe?
Yeah, another classic kid name. They're going out for egg creams and a box social.
You know that Gil's done time inside. For mob associated Alcatraz.
Yeah.
For mob associations, but he never said a word.
Yeah, hey, my lips are sealed.
Yeah, Gil gets his button when he comes out of Alcatraz for his service to the family.
But there's no time to think about that because Coach Tugnut is still covered in spaghetti and being eaten alive by birds. Help me, he sobs, and the scene ends.
For all I know, it's a beloved running gag in Even Stevens that Coach Tugnut is always being eaten by pigeons.
Being eaten alive by some kind of animal.
Yeah.
At the end of every scene.
So we cut to Ren's date with Gil. It's in a pancake diner. Gil is spinning the syrups on a lazy Susan distractedly.
Yeah, the diner is called Roller Cakes. It has a huge rotating, untextured, unshadowed CGI sign on the roof of it.
There is some CGI in this movie. The only word I can use to describe it is unacceptable.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And also unnecessary. It's like, how hard is it to make a sign that says Roller Cakes?
It's not just that it's like old and ropey and low budget. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
It's really jarring seeing CGI from this era. Like, have you been on the Muppets thing at Disney World?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that show is like, it holds up today. It could have been shot yesterday, except for two things. One of which is when they bust out of the wall at the end and you see the theme park guests and they're all dressed in like late 90s clothes.
Yeah,
and the other is that it has a CGI character in it. And it is this similarly like untextured, unshaded, like awful early CGI. And it dates the entire thing. It would still stand up today if it were not for that CGI character. And that's, I think, like, it's the same kind of CGI.
Is he called like Digito, the email Muppet or something?
It's something like that. Let me find out. Muppets.
Wait, is it Waldo C. Graphic?
It is Waldo C. Graphic, yeah. So
Waldo C. Graphic.
Yeah.
Whoa, oh my God, I'm looking at a picture of him now.
Look at him. Yeah, look at him. Have a look at a picture of him.
Oh
That's
my
the
God.
Standard.
The quote on the wiki page for Waldo C. Graphic is a quote from Waldo, which is, "I'm Waldo, the spirit of 3D." He is noted for being the first computer-generated Muppet and probably the first digital puppet created by any company. What a ridiculous claim to make, Disney fandom.
Yeah, and also the last CG Muppet.
Yeah. Probably the first digital puppet. What does that mean? Probably. We imagine it was the first digital puppet.
God, they must have waited until Jim Henson died.
Yeah.
And then they were like, great, now it's time for Waldo C. Graphic. He can't stop us anymore.
On the wiki, Waldo's status is listed as active.
That's like a warning. Waldo's out there.
Waldo C. Graphic.
He's
Waldo C. Graphic looks about as bad as you can imagine anything looking.
Yeah, so that's what the CGI in this movie looks like. The sign on top of this diner is as big again as the diner. I don't know why it needs to be so big or so ostentatious.
Oh my God, I love Waldo C. Graphics. Okay, so unacceptable CGI.
Yeah.
So Gil is distracted in this date. Ren is like, we're going to spend every day together during summer. But then Gil breaks the brutal news that he actually took a summer job at a camp in Maine, so he won't be around at all this summer.
So he's going to be killed by a Stephen King monster, for sure.
Yeah, he's going to have to have a much more interesting film.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be going back to this camp in 20 years' time with the friends he makes this summer.
To battle the deadlights with his friends, exactly. So that's the start of a much more interesting movie.
Yeah,
right.
But Gil says he doesn't want to be tied down while he's in Maine, and who would? So he unceremoniously dumps Ren. She tries to tip pancake syrup on him in revenge, but it's too thick.
It's too thick to do it. At home, Mum is reading a book about kids leaving home. Ren comes in crying, and they hug each other.
Yeah.
Over an exterior shot of the Stevens house, the moon streaks across the sky like in Majora's Mask. I think it's meant to convey the passage of time, but it's quite alarming.
Even Steven has created some kind of machine that increases
accelerates
gravity.
the moon.
Yeah, accelerates the moon into his garden.
What happens next is we're introduced to one of the strangest items of furniture I've ever seen.
Well, Andy, bear in mind that there will be people listening to this who are big Even Stevens fans.
Okay.
And
so maybe he makes an elaborate chair that jacks you off in every episode.
For all we know, it's a beloved running gag that in every episode, Even Steven makes love to a robot.
Yes,
of his
that
own,
could be. And
because
they've got an original plot for this movie, they wanted to get the robot lovemaking scene out of the way early. So fans would be like, we're in familiar territory, I feel comfortable.
Because otherwise, people are going to be watching the movie and all anyone's going to be thinking about is, when is he going to make love to a robot?
When is he going to get jacked off by a chair? But don't worry, viewer, because it's about to happen. Even Steven rotates in his elaborate chair. It's like a lawn chair, but with a bunch of craps glued to it. It's got a fan, a CD player, several mannequin hands.
Yeah, it's got a CD wallet, mini fridge, a fan, a cell phone, and then these two large robot hands.
Yeah.
Let's hear some of this.
She's my ultra lounge-matic super chair. Sweet. Watch this. Oh, like 1,000 tiny fingers working all the right parts.
You've brought laziness to an art form.
Thank you, Tawny.
Okay. Thank you, darling. Well, it certainly looks like it has all the bells and whistles. That reminds me. Snack time. Huh?
So that sound you could barely hear there was Even Steven giving the plastic hand of his chair a kiss and saying thank you through a mouthful of hot dog and mustard.
Yep. So, the chair sort of vibrated and touched him in all the right parts.
Yeah.
And then forced a hot dog into his mouth.
Exactly as programmed.
All his friends are obviously very impressed by this, except for Tawny, who is like, are you going to spend the whole summer in this chair? And he's like, yes, why wouldn't I? It jacks me off and feeds me hot dogs. So,
in case you're wondering, you're probably thinking there's absolutely no way that the character of Even Steven is going to end this movie together with Tawny, seeing as he starts the movie demonstrating his sophisticated sex chair to her and all of his friends.
And while she looks on kind of aghast.
Well, she looks on rightfully disgusted.
And then he says, for my entertainment pleasure, he then presses a button and a TV screen emerges from between his legs.
Yeah, it pops up between his thighs and everyone starts watching it together. They're watching an episode of a prank TV show called Gotcha with host Lance LeBeau.
Yeah.
So then we cut away back to Ren, who comes downstairs in the morning into the kitchen like she's on cocaine and starts chugging orange juice right out of the juicing machine. she is forcing herself to be happy. She says, I'm tip-top, I'm never better. Do you really think I'm going to let a boy ruin my summer?
Yeah, and she's fine until Dad says, oh, yeah, so you broke up with what's his name? And she says, his name was Gil, and then she has a sort of full breakdown. Dad leaves the room, but then the camera kind of crash pans across the room to Beans.
Yes.
Popular character Beans, who says, where will I be bunking?
Beans is introduced with a big keyboard brass stab.
Yeah, he's a jump scare. Whenever you see Beans, he's a jump scare.
Yeah, even when it's not intended. So, here's Beans. Where will I be bunking? Asks Beans. Oh, yeah, says Ren. I took a babysitting job. But Beans, I'm just supposed to be watching you for the afternoon. And Beans says, I don't think my parents will appreciate that. They're in Helsinki.
Yes.
Presumably there was a long-running gag in Even Stevens about Beans' parents trying to abandon him.
So Beans is here for the duration.
Yeah.
He starts sniffing a spoon. Someone had rice pudding, he hisses.
Yeah. He's sniffing Dad's spoon. Again, maybe there was a long-running gag about Beans being sexually attracted to rice pudding. We don't know. Maybe it's like, Keenan and Kel orange soda thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, or in every episode, Beans will get his rice pudding.
Right. Everyone in the audience is like, rice pudding!
Rice pudding! Yeah, and then they're like, good, we've got that out the way, we've got the robot out the way, now people can settle into the story we're trying to tell.
Settle into the plot, that's fine. Yeah. I don't think this is a great idea, says Mom. How long will your parents be away? 2 weeks, 3 tops, says Beans. And then he opens his suitcase. It is full of bacon.
Cooked bacon,
yeah. He holds a fist of bacon at Ren.
So to be fair, we do know that Beans can cook on an industrial scale.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So if he can produce, he produces what I would say is about 5 or 6 pounds of cooked bacon.
Exactly. Beans does have access to a commercial kitchen. So
so it is internally consistent.
Yeah. Meanwhile, outside, Even Steven and his mates are watching Gotcha. On Gotcha, the prank is that there's a family about to eat a meal. But then when the food is revealed, it's an ape man, and the ape man jumps out at them and
they're menaced by an ape. It's very funny. The gang all laughs. Well, I've got to get going, says Alan Twitty. But before they go, Even Steven says, Tawny, I have a surprise for you. And another seat extends from his seat. He says, that's your seat, right next to Papa. And then he kind of strokes it lasciviously.
Tawny leaves smartly.
Yeah.
Her last smart decision of this film.
I'll sit next to Papa, says Tom, the sort of fancy lad.
Yeah.
And then he sits down and puts a mannequin hand on his shoulder.
Yeah. Then a mosquito starts to bother Even Steven, which cues up the next bit of absolute gut-busting hilarity.
Yeah, the next loving family vignette from the Stevens family.
Yes, because we cut to Ren goes into her bedroom to find Beans, wait for it, rolling around on the floor in a pile of her tights and underwear.
Yeah, needless to say, Beans has strewn the contents of her underwear drawer all over the room.
Yes, he's wearing some of her tights on his head. He says, these things gotta itch your butt. Ren is aghast, but Beans explains, don't worry, it's not for me. Even Steven needs more mosquito netting for his chair.
That's right.
So Ren storms out to the yard.
Even Steven has made a dome out of sewn together sister's pantyhose.
Just a normal
thing that you would do.
Yeah. What? 65 episodes?
65, yeah.
They made it to the maximum episodes with this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Maybe there's a scene in every episode of Even Stevens where he does something to his sister's underwear. You don't know.
I don't know. It's possible.
She pulls the mosquito dome of tights off his chair.
Yeah.
She lunges for him, but he escapes. A mannequin hand then slaps her on the butt, and she starts to be assaulted by 100 robot hands.
Yeah, she's pinned to the seat.
Yeah.
One of the hands tries to feed her a hot dog. Another fires chocolate sauce and whipped cream all over her. Ren snaps. It loses her temper and starts hitting every button on the control panel, despite Even Steven's warnings not to do that. Then the chair starts to spin around, chair.png keyframes in circles.
Yeah, Ren jumps off the chair and then it revs its engine. Why does it have an engine? Why can it do any of this?
I don't know. The chair sort of chases them around the garden like it's a scary monster. While this happens, a man in a sharp suit strolls into the garden. Hello, anybody home? He shouts.
It's the man from earlier, the hacker guy.
There are people home. Maybe try the front door. Maybe don't wander into people's gardens.
Wander through their back garden.
Yeah. Hello, is anyone here in the garden?
Yes. Yeah, two of us are, and other people are in the house, which you'd know if you knocked. But fine. So the kids crash into him. The chair crashes into a tree or something. Dad comes out. The kids are all like gabbling, blaming each other for what happened. But then he introduces himself to the man. He's Miles McDermott, and he has a presentation for them. Dad says they're not interested, but this Miles McDermott threatens to sue, and suddenly everyone's all smiles.
Now, we, the audience, immediately recognise this character as the sinister hacker from the start of the movie.
Well, it's the actor Tim Meadows as well. He's quite a famous comedian.
Yeah, he's quite famous. Yeah, I spent a good long time on Tim Meadows' IMDb.
Yeah, he's been in tons of stuff. He's great.
Yeah. Right, so it's time for the presentation. They're all gathered in the living room, and Miles tells the family that they have won an all-expenses-paid trip to the island paradise of Mandalino, which is about as much effort as to put into your fictional island as Mario Sunshine's Isle Delfino.
Isle Delfino, yeah. He starts a video that explains that the island is populated by descendants of island natives and shipwrecked sailors from many nations, making for the unique and varied look of its people.
Yes, at which point you might, understandably, viewer, tense up. All I can say is stay tense. Would be my advice.
All I would say is good instinct.
Yeah, it is the wildest in-universe explanation I've ever heard for not having bothered to cast many Pacific Islanders in your Island Paradise film.
They're like, we could cast Pacific Islanders, or we could just have a line of dialogue about how the people are descended from shipwrecked sailors.
Yeah, of course.
So it's fine.
Yes, that makes sense.
It has a natural beauty, and its Mandalorian hospitality has never before been offered to an outsider.
English is the mother tongue of Mandalino, so there will be no language barrier that they needlessly go on to explain. It's like you don't get a medal for skirting this stuff. It's not like, very good.
Yeah,
nice.
No, if you look at if you pay attention, it's actually explained why everyone's white and speaks English.
Yeah. So. Also, this way the writers don't have to figure out how the subtitle machine works, so everyone's a winner.
It's a very, very laborious bit of equipment in Michael Eisner's basement.
Oh my God.
Steam-powered subtitle machine.
You know it would be. You would have to sort of typeset it with like little lead keys, kind of bit
Pull
by
a huge lever. There's a Conan wheel of pain in there with someone pushing a big wheel.
Yeah, and if you accidentally do the wrong subtitle, you have to start the film again. It sort of like hard codes in.
We have to discard everything we've shot so far.
So Miles goes hard with the sales pitch.
At any rate, my company was hired to conduct an extensive search, and you are exactly the family we're looking for this wonderful opportunity.
Miles, I hate to be a negative Ned, but what's the catch?
There's no catch. We're just trying to get tourists to come to this island, that's all. All we ask is that you give us your honest opinion at the end of the trip and allow us to quote you in our brochures.
And that's it?
Just sign on the dotted line.
Dad, what are you waiting for?
Hold on. Okay, you know this is boring. And you just want to go because you broke up with your stupid boyfriend, you want to get away
And you
for a
just
bit.
want to stay here and sit on your stupid chair.
Do they have cable?
Son, the beauty of Mandalino is there is no modern convenience of any kind.
Guys, this sounds kind of cool. I mean, I can run the beach or get into football shit. Donnie, come on! You can run here and get in shape here, please.
You know, Steve, this could be a wonderful family adventure. It could be everything we've been hoping for.
No, Mom, listen, here's an adventure. You can stay here at home and give me breakfast and do my laundry, and that'll be an adventure. Dad, come on, Dad, listen. Dad, can somebody put a stop to the madness, please?
Well, I guess it's unanimous. We're going to Mandalino.
Oh, yes!
Needless to say, Beans is coming. It doesn't appear they've made any efforts to contact Beans' family to inform them that they are taking Beans away.
I'm pretty sure if you take a child out of the country, that is child trafficking.
I think so. Yeah. It's okay if it's to an island paradise.
Yeah.
Okay, so they fly in over the island paradise of Mandalino in a seaplane.
Yes.
A unique and varied group of locals await them, cheering and dancing.
Yeah, it's all very Moana, if you can imagine. that with the canoes and the it's very, I mean, it's very Hawaiian. People are wearing sort of traditional Hawaiian dress and doing hula dancing and that kind of stuff.
And there's dozens of people waiting. They're like crying, screaming, throwing up. It's like that's the like they're so happy.
I feel like it was filmed in Hawaii. It looks Hawaiian.
Yeah, it was. I checked. It was filmed in Hawaii. Unlike Johnny Kapahala Back on Board, which is set in Hawaii but filmed in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
But weirdly, for this film, it's going to become a massive plot problem later on that it
looks like Hawaii.
It looks like Hawaii. We'll get to that. Okay, so people rush the seaplane to help them ashore. The number of white people here in traditional Islander dress is fairly uncomfortable. Chief Elder Tuka introduces himself. Welcome, Stephen's family, he says, and blows a big conch. Everyone cheers.
They're presented with the Mandolino hat of friendship. It's a pineapple on elastic.
This is clearly just done so that this can be the poster image, which indeed it is.
Yes.
Ren's hat is flirtily placed by a handsome white man who introduces himself as Mutai.
Yeah.
They share a sort of flirty moment, and the ecstatic crowd lead the Stevenses through to their accommodation.
Yeah.
And wow, what accommodation.
I just want to say that Mutai in this film is played by the actor who played Revolver Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Which is
Brilliant.
Amazing, of course. Amazing.
That is tremendous news.
Yeah.
Well, that's really put a new. That's really cast the rest of the movie.
Yeah. You know, in Snake Eater, he's all young and inexperienced, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So, they're shown to their quarters. It's a sort of it's a CGI rendering of the Palace of Tuka, the island elder.
Yes.
It looks like Waldo C. Graphic, but a house.
Yeah, it looks like Waldo C. Graphic. It looks like one of those early Pixar test reels, you know, when they were still like figuring it out.
Yeah. Like, this won't do at all.
Yeah, It actually is unacceptable. I don't say that lightly because I understand that CGI used to be ropey. I remember, and I know, but like, it's not good enough. It's not fit for purpose.
Yeah,
it's
a
not
matte
just that
painting would look like 10 times better than this.
Yeah, it's not just that technology has moved on or whatever. It's that when you look at this, it cannot possibly have been acceptable then.
No.
When it cannot, even for a moment. Like, because Walter C. Graphic, say what you want about Walter C. Graphic, and I frequently do. But like, it would have impressed me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I refuse to accept that this looks good at any point in history.
Yeah, this is almost 10 years after Jurassic Park, this film came out.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Right.
So, but the family is told that because the residents of the island haven't built any hotels yet, Chief Tuka is allowing the family to stay in his home. Considering it's all CGI and they could have made it anything, it looks a lot like a hotel.
Yeah.
The family rushes in.
Even Stephen, he wants to get the best room. He looks through a bamboo telescope at a sign that says Royal Bedroom and says, yes, that's my room. I would assume that was Chief Tuka's bedroom, and probably off limits to me.
I would assume it's a hotel, because what kind of palace has Royal Bedroom on the door, like presidential suite? Like, that's the sort of... That's what they're going for.
Like, directly next to the front door.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Next to a concierge. So even Stephen and Ren fight over who gets the room. We do briefly see inside the room. It boasts a spectacular and geographically impossible sea view.
Yeah.
Because they walk from the beach up into the middle of the island to this building and then open the door onto the ocean.
Yeah, right. It looks like a location from a FMV adventure game.
Yes, one that you're only going to see once.
Yeah.
Like, very briefly. Yeah.
It's not great. Yeah, so they're in what I think is pretty clear as the chief's bedroom. The palace holds deep spiritual meaning for the islanders, pleads Miles.
Yes.
Does that mean it's haunted? Says Donnie. No, they believe it's a source of good fortune and positive energy. Blah, blah, blah. Where's the lady with the hugs, says Beans.
And everyone laughs because that's so funny.
Yeah.
Your island awaits you, the family is told by Miles. So to sort of catch up on Miles's character, he's not just like the competition officiator or a travel agent. Miles lives on the island and is a sort of liaison between.
Yeah, he's like a guide for them.
Yeah, between the locals and the Stevenses.
So we get a sort of montage of them having a great time. They're being sort of carried around by the locals. Beans is being given a manicure. The parents are sort of sensually feeding each other's grapes.
Yeah.
Another couple joins them on the chair they're on and starts sort of rubbing their shoulders.
Yeah, we saw you from across the bar. We liked your vibe.
Yeah.
Ren is being carried around by Mutai.
By Revolver Ocelot.
Big brother Donnie is doing some exercise. He's jogging through the woods when all of a sudden he bumps into someone. And he says to this guy he bumps into, "Hey, you look just like this guy who went to my high school, Patrick Green." The man says, "My name is Lalo," and won't say anything other than, "My name is Lalo."
Yeah, it's a bit sort of Get Out. It makes you think that maybe there's something deeper and more sinister going on.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually something much stupider is going on.
Yeah.
which is different. So
Donnie is perplexed by this, but then he's distracted by even Steven falling off a surfboard.
Yeah.
But he's not distracted enough to abandon the issue, because he heads back to his mum and dad. He says, "I swear one of the natives is this guy who went to my school." Dad scoffs at the notion. "Have a grape, son. They're delicious."
Yeah.
Mum and
no
dad
one
say.
believes him. We get a little scene between Ren and Revolver Ocelot. Some somber music is playing. She's sort of kicking the sand, and Mutai, he walks up and he says, "Can I serve you in any way?" She says, "No, everything's great." And he says, "In your eyes is so much sadness."
Yeah. She says that, well, yeah, she is sad. And he says, "Well, simply think of something else. Think of the smell of the ocean, the beauty of a flower, the light from your smile." And she grins bashfully, and Mutai says, "You see, the sadness is gone."
Yeah.
The Ren and Mutai scenes have this kind of golden haze that is meant to imply that it's all happening at golden hour, which doesn't chronologically make sense.
No.
It just looks like it's happening like downwind from a nuclear test or something.
It's meant to imply that these two lovebirds are sort of falling in love with one another.
Yeah, the music is so love music. Then a conch blows, and Mutai says, "Your family is being summoned for a great honour."
Yeah, the chief says, "You must feast on this island delicacy. It is a fat white worm covered in blue goo."
Yeah.
The elders will be deeply offended if you refuse their offering, says Miles. Dad takes a bite and gags. He says, "That's good, slug." Everyone else takes sort of ginger bites, except for Beans, who is absolutely going to town on this slug.
Yeah, and he's like not eating it from one end. He's sort of taking bites out of the middle of it. Now, this slug bit,
the bits,
definitely would have worked better written down, because unfortunately, between the page and the screen, what's gone awry is that the actors have been presented with items that no living human could possibly believe are slugs. When this was written down, it was supposed to be like they're given a slug and they're told that they have to like eat it. But
very funny on the page.
But these are like rolls of cookie dough with like little cartoon chocolate eyes.
Looks like a Colin the Caterpillar cake.
Yeah, if you looked at this and thought that you were eating a worm, you would look at Colin the Caterpillar and think he's going to turn into a butterfly. It looks like children's party food, like a sort of novelty worm thing. But the family are
like
all
at a Halloween, like a big jelly worm or something.
Yeah, but the family are all going like,
But Miles spills the secret that Chief Tuka keeps American snacks hidden in the pantry. Word, says even Steven, which don't do that.
Yeah.
He excuses himself to use the facilities and he runs off.
Yes, he hands his slug to Ren. So he's off to try and get these American snacks, because, needless to say, he is disgusted by whatever they're eating.
By the local foods.
The local foods, and is craving Cheetos or whatever.
At the CGI Palace, even Steven is ransacking the place looking for the snacks. He finds the cupboard. It's full of American-style snacks. He tenderly holds and starts sort of sucking on a popcorn bag. He fills his arm, stealing as much as possible of the chief's precious snack stockpile.
Then behind some boxes of snacks, he finds a golden idol. He picks it up, and when he does, a secret mechanism activates. It's not clear how. The idol is not attached to anything, but fine. Maybe it was on a pressure pad. A door swings open. The door is marked Forbidden Chamber of Mystery.
Even Steven kicks the door open. Inside is the chair that we do list videos on in Outside Xbox. It's a sort of plush red red throne thing.
Yeah. The room is dimly lit by sconces. It's a sort of plush red throne, and it's on top of an ornate dais.
Now that's a chair, he says. I guess his thing in the show is that he likes chairs.
As any Even Stevens fan will know, that Even Stevens' whole personality is chair-focused. He's all about chairs. So he sits down on this chair, starts digging into these horrible-looking snacks. He spots a lever down at the base of the chair. Footrests, says Even Steven. Nice touch, and yanks on the lever. But it turns out that this is the lever that collapses the palace, killing everyone inside.
Yes, he accidentally pulled the palace collapse lever.
Yes, so the entire building collapses, and if you thought that this building, the CGI was bad when it wasn't collapsing...
If you thought building a static building in CGI was beyond the capabilities of the CGI artists...
If you thought the still rendering of the building... was
the dynamic collapse of said building.
It's awful. It's like the animation of a building being constructed in a Sierra Studios City Builder game, but played in reverse. Like you could sort of imagine like little men sort of around the side of it, kind of doing like quick
soaring
animation.
And hammering. The entire palace collapses. Hopefully there was no one else inside. The only thing left standing is the throne on which sits Even Steven with his snacks like a clown.
During the collapse, Even Steven does his first bout, but certainly not the last, of horrible, grating shrieking.
Shrieking and screaming. Yeah, well, he thinks his life is ending in this scene, so it's sort of justified, I suppose.
Yeah. But like, it's not nice for the film view, you know? It's not a nice thing to put in your film.
No.
Just scream in a normal way.
Or cast someone else who isn't Shia LaBeouf.
So soon confused and angry locals storm up the beach and regard this wreckage. A furious Miles tells Mum and Dad, it appears your son sat in a forbidden throne, destroyed a sacred royal residence, and put a curse on the entire village.
Yeah, the chief wails, everyone laments. Mum tries to explain it was just an accident. Dad says maybe there's an insurance policy for collapsing palaces. But Wren rounds on Even Steven. He says, everything that's nice and decent you end up ruining. They start having a blazing row.
So the family's all bickering, but Miles says... Listen, gang, you need to get away from this area as soon as possible. They ask about their luggage, but Miles tells them that their luggage is technically cursed, so they shouldn't touch it. And we cut to the beach. Later on the beach, the family's alone now. Miles is still there.
Miles is there.
Yeah, he says you can construct a lean-to with this and leaves them with a bunch of palm fronds.
Yeah, where are you sleeping, demands Beans of Miles. I have a small hut provided by the islanders, he says, and only sleeps one. I'll check in later to see if you survive, and then he sort of runs off. So the family are all kind of at each other's throats. Wren is bollocking Even Steven. He says, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect like you, and they row about this. Dad breaks them up, and then Mum decides to split the party. So Even Steven, Donnie and Mum are going to go and find firewood, while Wren, Dad and Beans are going to stay behind to make shelter.
Yeah. So Miles finds Mom, Donnie, and Even Steven while they're like scouting in the forest. Tells them that the tribal elders are meeting now, and that if they go before them and make a sincere apology, everything could be fine. But he says apologies must be made in groups of 3 according to Mandalino tradition. So they cannot go and get Beans, Dad, and Wren and tell them.
A bit suspect, but fine. We cut to an extremely Hawaiian cultural celebration.
Yeah. Everyone's like spinning fire poi.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
Doing hula and fire dancing and stuff.
Tuka calls for silence, and then he summons Even Steven up to give an account of himself. Speak to Fire God, he says, gesturing to a large statue.
Yeah, like a tiki idol.
Even Steven says, I'm really sorry, and I promise I'll never destroy another palace again. God of Fire will consider your apology, says Tuka, but first, we feast.
A whole roast suckling pig is placed in front of them.
Yes.
And Miles says it's the only way to be forgiven, even though they have misgivings about eating without the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So they all go nuts on this pig.
Yeah, so they go hog wild on this hog.
On this hog.
So they are chowing down. Back on the beach, meanwhile, Dad, Wren, and Beans have finished making a crappy-looking shelter. Wren goes to see what's taking the other 3 so long.
Yeah.
Beans asks Dad if he wants to go skinny dipping, Because remember, in Even Stevens, there's a long-running beloved gag about Beans being in love with Dad.
Yeah. As soon as she's out of frame, Beans turns to Dad and says this, we don't hear the dad's reply. Because we cut to the jungle where Ren is searching for the others. A big snake swings down in front of her, but Mutai jumps in, makes angry faces at the snake until it leaves.
And scares it off.
So once again, Mutai's enemy is a snake.
Is a snake!
Yeah, you see, it all ties together.
Although this one's not particularly solid.
It's naked, though, like in Metal Gear.
It is a naked one.
Yeah.
And
so there you go.
Yeah. So the love music starts again as they walk in the trees.
Yeah.
Mutai presents her with a necklace made up of every shell she walked on when she arrived on the island. And then the camera pans down to her feet, which are slashed and bloody from treading on every shell.
These are some pointy ass shells.
Yeah, it's like a bracelet of jagged shell.
Quite a lot of her foot flesh still on them.
I thought you'd need this back. Maybe a surgeon can get this.
Slot that back into the ragged holes in your feet.
So anyway, this necklace is presented and Mutai says, "From my heart." Ren is enchanted. But says,
Ren is 14 canonically.
Just remember that.
Yeah.
Ren is enchanted, but says, "Mutai, I'm not ready for this." And Mutai says, "Then I will wait." Ren is confused. She says, "How can everything be so horrible and wonderful at the same time?" Remember, at the same time that she's falling in love with Mutai, her family is being outcast and made to sleep on the beach.
Yeah, but then Mutai tells of her family feasting. She's surprised. He says, "Come, see with your eyes." He takes her hand and then he leaves with her.
Yeah.
On the beach, Dad is trying to make fire. Beans is complaining. Dad finally gets the fire started, but then Beans immediately sneezes on it and it goes out.
It's weird that at this point they haven't eaten beans yet.
Yes.
They haven't, cooked and eaten beans.
Yeah, well, I would have done that before the food ran out.
I think I would have done that on the plane.
Actually, I think what it is that throughout the movie they talk a lot about how Beans is always farting and pissing and stuff. So I think
you know what?
It's like a defense mechanism. He sort of urinates all over himself. So.
Beans knows that people are always trying to cook and eat him just to shut him up and nourish themselves.
Yeah.
So as a defense mechanism, he's always soiling himself, vomiting on himself, sneezing, just sort of emitting noxious miasmas.
Yeah, he's got the defense mechanism that he just smells and looks appalling at all times.
Exactly, like an insect that's kind of evolved to be luridly coloured and look poisonous.
Yeah, Beans looks poisonous to eat.
Beans does look poisonous to eat.
Yeah. So there was that scene. At the feast, Ren is looking and sees everyone having a great time. She can't believe. "I'm going in," she says. "Bad idea," says Miles, who is suddenly there. Bad idea to interrupt a tribal feast. That's unforgivable.
So Miles tells Ren that when he tried to let the others know, they said, "No, don't do that. More for us." So basically Miles is weirdly kind of stirring, basically.
Yeah, he's driving a wedge between the family. Ren all too easily believes that even Stephen would say this.
Yes, Ren is like, of course, it must have been even Stephen. Then Tuka returns to the fire goddess statue, calls the statue Mighty Oprah, and asks the statue if the family is worthy of forgiveness. The statue's eyes glow red and it shoots out a gout of fire out of its mouth, which apparently is bad news. Tuka says the verdict is no forgiveness.
Yeah.
The statue has made its decision. The family is going to be shunned.
Everyone turns their backs to the Stevenses.
Yeah. Miles tells them that if it wasn't for the shunning, they would be being killed right now. So they should, don't push their luck, essentially.
Mum says, "I want my family out of here on the next plane."
Yeah.
And Miles says, "Absolutely. In 7 days, you're out of here. That's the next plane." Everyone looks aghast.
Oh, no. So it's shocking news. The three of them return to camp. And if you're thinking at this point that the recap feels like it's kind of moving a bit quickly, like we're sort of rushing through, it's going to make sense in a minute, okay?
Yeah.
So Beans walks up and sniffs Mum.
Yeah, heavily sort of all over, smells her hair and body.
Yeah, says they smell like pork. Ren says that she saw them at the feast. Mum is like, "Oh, they said there was a rule about groups of 3. But Dad, Beans and Ren are not placated, and that's before they hear the news that the whole family is shunned.
Yeah, this was the point at which, long time, even Stevens viewers would know this, but this is the point I discovered that the father's name is Steve Stevens.
No.
Which, he's called Steve. That's the dad's name.
What?
Yeah.
Steve Stevens.
Steve Stevens, I know.
Okay, right. Yeah. So, well, also presumably he's not called. It doesn't say on his birth certificate Steve Stevens. It says Stephen Stevens.
Stephen Stevens. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's probably why he called his son Even.
Why is it called Even Stevens?
Because that's the main character's name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Even Stevens.
I have no further questions.
Yeah.
So the family starts to argue, and then it starts to rain, and then all of a sudden, cool music starts to play. Like,
the screen gets like scan lines all on it.
Yeah, and we pan out and we see the events of the movie, a montage of events that have happened so far in the film, but they're playing out on a CRT monitor, and we discover that this is all part of a show called Family Fake Out.
Yeah.
We cut to a TV studio.
Yeah, it's a busy production office. Miles has been given makeup, and then he starts filming a stand-up to camera.
Quite a first date for our unsuspecting vacationers. They still have no idea that they're on TV, that all of the natives are actors, and that everything that is happening to them is completely controlled by our crew. Luckily, we know a lot more about them than they know about us, thanks to a little help from their friends.
I think I made a terrible mistake.
I cannot believe you set them up for this.
Our secret source tipped us off that Louis, the irrepressible little brother, could never pass up a keep out sign, let alone a comfortable chair.
You told them that? What else did you tell them?
Everything.
Oh, nice work.
I thought it'd be fun.
Does it look like they're having fun?
You told me.
Let's pump up the rain a little, fellas. Cue thunder.
Cue thunder.
I'm sure you do. But we have a few more surprises in store for you. Tune in every day to see if the Stevens family can survive a week in paradise.
So, this whole thing was a reality TV show.
Whole thing was a reality TV show. How exactly are they turning up the rain? This isn't a sort of Truman Show dome that's been constructed.
They are literally on a natural island.
They are actually on a natural island. Also, needless to say, I mean, like, yes, I will... obviously, I will cut the movie some slack with this because this isn't the only movie that does it, but needless to say, the shots that they're getting in this reality show are completely impossible. Like,
some of them are like directly in front of the person as they're walking. It's like a backwards tracking shot of them walking.
And we see this on the reality TV show, so it is definitely like a camera. There'll be like two close-up angles of a family member, and the camera isn't static, it's sort of like floating, it's like handheld. So it's just like been implanted in a bee or something.
Yeah, I mean, later on you see cameras like, you see cameramen wearing ghillie suits, and they probably put a camera in like a fake squirrel or something, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, there is a fake squirrel.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so I know that this is like shocking reality TV, but the footage that America is viewing is of even Steven and Beans shivering and dying. like honestly, like it's showing footage of Beans, who looks about 9, like shivering on a beach in the rain, scared and alone.
Scared and farting and alone.
I don't know how engrossing Miles thinks this show is going to be when the 7 days over which it takes place are mostly a slow decline into fatal hypothermia.
Yeah. Also,
like,
one of the contestants
on the first night they fell ill and...
Yeah. Beans. Yeah. We lost Beans on the third night.
I feel like, oh, okay, we've told these members of the family that there's a food basket up on the mountain, but the others have been told. Oh, wait, sorry, no, I'm just
hearing now that Beans has died. Well, also one of the contestants in this show who hasn't been informed about any of this is a California state senator. Like, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm pretty sure in the first place they're not allowed to accept like free holidays.
Well, that's why she's so mortified to find out it's a TV show. She's like, oh no, this is a career ender.
Secondly, this is like basically kidnapping. You've kidnapped a state senator.
Yep,
that's pretty bad.
Oh my god, I just can't get over the image of like the cameras tuning in on day 2 and they
let's check in on Beans. He's face down in the ocean. Just sort of flowing in and out with the tide.
They cut to the live feed, and it's the Stevens family stood around to make sure. They've sort of made a little grave marker out of stones. Dad is saying a few words.
Would you like to say a few words?
No,
we all hated Beans.
None of us truly knew Beans. But before we exhume and eat him, it's only
we will have to do.
It's only right that we do our best to give him a proper burial. Or like not even cutting to a funeral, but just cutting to like the family too lethargic with cold to move, like too hungry and tired and ill to do any of the fun pranks they've set up.
You know, at the end of the Terror, where all the doomed seamen are like lying around in their cabins. They're too weak from hunger to move.
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be like that.
Oh no, Stephen's family! A leopard has got loose. You'll have to run. No.
Oh, we've just told them that forgiveness can be theirs if they can perform a dance tatuka of their own invention. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just hearing Beans'
I'm just hearing Beans'
Well, vote on who you think will die next. Okay, most votes going to Beans. Again, Beans has already died.
You cannot vote for Beans. It's like Eurovision.
You may still be charged.
You may still be charged if you vote for Beans. But your vote will not be counted, but you may still be charged. So yeah, voted for Beans. Again, people, listen.
Beans, I don't know what to tell you. I know.
Can we remove Beans from the on-screen graphic? I think that's confusing people. Sorry, we made the graphic thinking no one would die.
It turns out we can't remove Beans from the graphic. So yeah, they're all on a TV show called Family Fake Out.
Yeah. So
they know a lot about the family, it turns out.
Another question: how did they knock down the palace without killing even Stephen? Or was that because like it falls down on him?
Yeah. I mean, it must have been so incredibly precision engineered.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I can imagine that they precision engineer it so that the throne is left untouched. But if you pulled a lever and the building started to collapse, I would spring off the chair and run. At which point,
I would run. Yeah. But it's like
you've moved into the death radius.
Sure, I'm imagining a situation like you know that Buster Keaton movie from Steamboat Bill Jr.
where he avoids the house falling.
Yeah, but he's standing exactly in the right place where there's an open window, so he isn't crushed and killed.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that's how they set it up. But as you said, if even Stevens were to do anything slightly unpredictable,
not in on the gag. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just hearing even Steven has died.
I'm just hearing. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
The family is pulling him from the wreckage now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very tragic. We'll cut to the memorial graphic bit. What bit? Okay. Sorry. No, I'm just hearing that Beans has died. Unrelated to this.
How will the family react when our animatronic cobra gets into their camp? Oh, sorry, the family's not reacting to the cobra. They're all Beans.
They reacted by Beans dying. Wow, that Beans dies really easily, huh, America? Well, yeah. So yeah, the premise of this film is.
But at last, it showed its hand. So
yeah.
We get a proper look at the TV compound where Family Fake Out is being filmed. It is vast. It's like a sort of media village. There's trailers. There's wardrobe departments. We see a man using a remote control near the snake. I think the film is trying to imply that the snake is remote controlled.
Yeah.
In fact, it definitely is, but it's just a real snake and a man holding a remote control near it because there was no money left, I guess. Miles hops in a golf cart with some producers who tell him it's the best reality show on TV. Miles asks in a very insecure way if the show is better than Gotcha. And they tell him, yes, of course, way better than Gotcha. You're better than Lance LeBeau, they say. And Miles explains his motivation for doing all this. You know, when I was the producer of Gotcha, I hired Lance LeBeau. How does he repay me? He got me fired.
We also learned that they know a lot about the Stevens because Alan Twitty gave them all the information. We see Alan watching the TV show and he's feeling guilty about it. He thought it would be nice and a fun prank, but he didn't realise Beans would die.
Which he did straight away.
Yeah.
So we also see Miles getting the notes for tomorrow's pranking slash Beans in Memoriam segment. But before reading them, he finds Patrick Green, who is the actor who Donnie spotted because they went to the same high school. Miles reflexively fires him for not being a convincing enough actor, but then thinks, wait a minute, I can have some fun with this, and unfires him.
Yeah, we could really destroy Donnie psychologically with this.
Which
you're unfired.
Obviously would be great. So next morning, it's the morning edition broadcast. Miles is once more speaking to America.
Yeah, this show is broadcast twice a day, it seems. There's a morning and a primetime edition.
Yeah, let's see how far we can push this family before they crack, says Miles to camera, smiling.
Yeah. We cut to the family asleep on the beach. Even Stevens has fallen asleep with his face directly next to Beans' buttocks. Beans farts loudly and toxically directly into Even Stevens' face.
It could just be gas escaping his corpse.
Yep. I get gassy in the morning, says Beans. What was your excuse on the plane, says Mum.
Oh,
so
Beans.
We're just establishing Beans' personality traits of stinking.
Listen, film, it's established.
Yeah.
Also, presumably, there were 65 episodes of Even Stevens in which the Beans farted and shit himself through. So, we got it. Tick.
We get it.
Message received. Beans is toxic.
Beans is stinky. We see Miles watching all this on a TV and chuckling at the family's misfortune. Looks like Steve's a little sensitive this morning, he says about the dad, and he chuckles as the family collapses before the nation's eyes.
Yeah, Miles says, according to our research, Dad's been out of work for quite a while. Maybe the fact Eileen's been bringing home the bacon is finally starting to get to him. So then we cut to, again, they've split the party. And again, it is Dad, Beans and Ren. Well, it's kind of still the party because they all had a big falling out over the feasting situation. So they see a little squirrel. That's breakfast, says Dad. We know that this cute squirrel is animatronic because earlier we saw a nerd tinkering with it.
That's right. Dad approaches this squirrel. Suddenly it roars and sort of throws its arms wide, and then it starts chasing the three of them through the jungle. We get a sort of behind the squirrel shot of this squirrel chasing the family.
It looks so stupid.
Yeah.
It looks so stupid, but I don't know. Maybe this is fine. It's like one of the things I struggled with this movie was knowing what to legitimately dunk on and what is a stylistic choice that is consistent with Even Stevens. Because there's a lot of, it's very, very wacky. There's a lot of slapstick.
I think things being shots being sped up is a signature of the Even Stevens TV show.
There's a bunch of that. So when a squirrel chases them and you see the shot, it doesn't make sense because the squirrel is 4 feet up in the air and hovering. Yeah. But I
mean that is scary if there was a hovering squirrel.
That is scary. But maybe that's just the style, the sort of wacky visual slapstick that this movie has a consistent style. Is it one I like? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. No.
But is it consistent? I guess. And if that's consistent to the show, then maybe this squirrel bit, maybe the sex chair chasing them like it's a monster is maybe Even Stevens fans are absolutely eating this stuff up.
This is the second thing that sort of chased them around in POV.
Yeah. It's a beloved running gag.
It's got to be a beloved running gag.
Yeah, that things will chase them in POV. Anyway, while they're running, they bump into Miles.
Yeah, he's just everywhere you want to be, this Miles.
Yeah. He tells Dad, Beans and Ren that he's arranged an emergency food drop for them. There it is now, and he gestures to a plane high up which drops a care package on a distant hilltop.
Yeah.
He says that the wind must have blown it off course. Beans knows that this is BS because Beans has a sort of innate knowledge of the wind.
Yeah, well, he needs to know which direction to fart in.
To not get eaten. Miles tells them to follow the red trail markers. Dad says, I should tell Eileen that we're going. And Miles says, you really need your wife's help?
Yeah, to bring home the bacon.
Yeah, and Dad is playing Dad like a damn fiddle. He's like, absolutely not. Of course I don't. I will march into the wilderness.
Yeah, I'll set off into the jungle. Miles sort of laughs to himself.
Andy, I know that it's normally you coming to me with the odd medical ailments.
Well, I did just have a chief's house collapse on me.
Did you?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you look pretty banged up as well. What happened to you?
Yeah, well, my sophisticated pleasure chair went haywire and...
well, what did I tell you when you bought that thing?
You told me that it would go haywire.
And did you listen?
And I winked at you and said, promise, and then activated it, and it... and it tore me limb from limb.
It just went bananas on your zone.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is that now I'm in America.
Wow, it really flung you far, huh?
Yeah, it flung me to America. And as you know, in America...
You're no longer covered by the NHS.
I'm no longer covered by the NHS. So is there anything I can do? I have health insurance, but I simply don't know what to do. How am I to find a doctor who can take my insurance?
Do you have your phone on you? Do you have the internet?
The chair has actually confiscated my phone. And in a sort of sophisticated love game, I have to sort of buy my phone back for an hour.
Okay, well, what you can do instead...
I don't want to get into the deadly game, but it's... Okay, well, yes. Tell me what I should do instead.
What you can do instead is go to your local library and get on an internet computer, or get a new phone and download an app called ZocDoc.
Okay.
It's a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment.
Oh, wow, amazing.
That's right, Luke. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty. Every specialty. Including what you've got going on
including
there.
What's happening
From
to
mental
me.
health to dental health, eye care to skin care, sex share injuries, and much more.
Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments. So, stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/MCC to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
Yes, folks, if we needed to do this, this is what we would use. It's ZocDoc.com/MCC. That's ZocDoc.com/MCC.
Uh-oh, I was on the ZocDoc website and a pop-up just came up. It says the chair has identified my location and is heading...
What's the chair buying pop-up ads?
I really effed up with the programming of this thing.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully ZocDoc can help. In the production office, the producer sees Donnie is alone on the cameras, and so he cues Lalo, so the guy from earlier. Up walks Lalo, only now he's Patrick Green. He's wearing American clothes and saying, "Hey, Donnie, you're going to be late for class." Donnie losing his mind seeing this.
Donnie's mind shatters immediately.
Yeah.
Yells, "What are you doing here? Like, what is Patrick Green from high school doing on this island?"
In the Mandolino jungle.
Yeah, and Patrick Green says, "Don't tell anyone, I'm cutting English," and then vanishes into the forest. I've written, this is more like it. I am all for this kind of pranking.
This level of prank is, it's good.
Like, just have film someone, they think they're on an island, then have people from their high school show up dressed like they were in high school, and then
that they haven't seen for 3 years.
Yeah, then they disappear into the jungle.
This is exactly the sort of thing that they would have at the end of an episode of Lost to get you to come back for next week. You'd be like, what? Why is one of Jack's old high school friends on this island?
Exactly. Except to be fair to the Even Stevens movie, we are going to get answers. Donnie goes to give chase, but producers tug a rope on the floor to trip him up.
Yeah, he's tripped heavily, hurt quite badly.
Back on the beach, Mum and Even Steven are there. Even Steven, who doesn't really any longer have a very prominent role in this movie.
Oh, apart from sort of shrieking and being unpleasant, yeah.
Yeah, but like at the point where the palace collapses, he's definitely still the story's sort of main motivator. Yeah. But it is now a film about Miles, the evil producer, and to a lesser degree about Ren. And Even Steven is just going to sort of be there.
Yeah.
But that's fine by me, because I find Even Steven grating.
Quite unpleasant.
Yeah.
Miles turns up and he explains about the food drop. He tells them to follow the blue trail markers and says that Dad and the others have already set off, saying that this lot had enough food last night.
Yeah.
Even Steven rages at this. He throws his shirt on the ground and he storms off. "This'll come in handy," says Miles.
Chuckling as he picks it up. One thing that annoyed me at this point in the film is that even Steven hasn't invented anything? Why didn't he invent a good shelter for them out of twine and palm fronds and
Why
stuff?
didn't he make a magic chair that can, like, carry them across the ocean?
They're like, last thing we need right now is one of your chairs.
One of your chairs. He's like, I need it to relax so I can think straight.
I'll be able to think of a good raft once the chair is taking care of me.
Once the chair has jacked me off.
Oh no, Beans died.
He spent so long building a chair, Beans died. Well.
So, even Steven, Donnie, and Mom run off to the mountains.
Yeah, we get parallel shots of the two parties finding the food drops. So they're both empty. They've both been completely ransacked and eaten. The second party, which is the one Ren is in, they see even Stevens' shirt is planted there.
Yes.
Ren curses his name and they all storm off angry. The camera's caught it all. So both teams think the other team got to the food drop first and ate everything.
Yeah, they both teams think that the other three members of their family got to the food drop and then scarfed down a load of like Cheetos and Twinkies.
Yeah, scarfed down a week's worth of food.
Yeah, they're on the floor like animals and then left all of the like litter.
Yeah.
And I guess went for a nap. I don't know.
And then went to Berry Beans, who died from overeating. Died of cholesterol poisoning.
We see Miles boasting about this chaos on broadcast. At this point, the movie starts to introduce viewers, like people who are watching the show back home. They are presumably from Even Stevens, but I don't know. There is, for example, a man who says, I think it's disgraceful. So if you watched Even Stevens and you think that sounds like the kind of thing a character from Even Stevens would say, maybe it's him.
That's the school principal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just can't because he's not wearing his principal hat.
Well, how am I supposed to tell him without his hat?
Yeah.
That's the
principal. Yeah.
Rexler.
Yeah, Principal Rexler. Coach Tugnut is in the diner.
Yes, Alan and Tawny are also there. Alan is consumed with regret for having signed the family up to this killer show. Coach Tugnut, on the other hand, though, is absolutely loving it. Nice to see for once the joke's on even Steven, he says.
Yeah, it's too bad the whole family has to go down with him. But the best part is those lunkheads think they're halfway around the world when they're actually on Catalona Island, just a couple of hours off the coast.
Yes.
This is the reveal.
Yes, says Coach Tugnut, they flew around in circles before landing to fool them. This is impossible, unfortunately. Considering the topography and flora of the island that we have seen, there is absolutely no way that this vast Hawaiian island paradise is a few miles off any part of the mainland US.
The Stevens are supposed to live in Sacramento in California.
Right, okay.
But yeah, if this island were 2 hours off the California coast, it would be absolutely covered in hotels and theme parks and scuba diving centres.
I would have been there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would have been there, yeah.
It's Catalina Island, right? Is the Santa Catalina Island, the one that's off the coast of Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just checked that Catalona wasn't a real place, which it isn't.
No, but Catalina Island, I think,
how long does it take to fly to Hawaii from LA? 5 hours, 50 minutes. Okay, yeah. So, right, yeah, you moved through quite a few latitudes on that journey, yeah.
But it's about 50 miles from LA, Catalina Island. It takes about, about 3 hours on the ferry to get there.
Right, okay. And it presumably isn't a sort of island paradise.
Deserted? No, it is quite touristy.
Yeah, sure. And it also presumably clearly isn't part of like the Hawaiian island chain. Just to look at.
I can believe the plane thing. Do you remember there was a Channel 4 reality show called Space Cadets?
Oh, yes.
In like 2005.
Where
they tricked a bunch of people into thinking they were going to Russia to join like a cosmonaut training program.
Yeah, that's right.
But they were actually like somewhere in Suffolk, I think. They just flew them around in circles. And then landed like, here we are in Russia.
Here we go.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
Yeah, I can believe that. And you know what? I can believe this is a real show because it seems very distasteful, but you do kind of forget how distasteful reality TV shows got.
Yeah.
It's like
until they had to sort of step in and make laws about it.
It was like it was a real race to the bottom, wasn't it? For a few years,
sure.
Like
man. I mean, this Space Cadet show was basically this premise. It like lied to everyone, telling them they were doing space training and just laughing at these idiots.
Yeah, laughing at these people who, and they thought they were doing, they thought they were doing something good and helpful, right? They thought they were going to space for research or whatever.
And they're like, "You stupid clowns! Look at this clown. He thinks he's going to space just because we told him he was.
You
clown!
Just because we did everything we could to convince him he was. What an idiot!
We spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on a sophisticated trick, and he fell for it. He was tricked by it.
Like, you absolute clown.
Stupid clown. Yeah. So, yeah.
This randomly made me reflect on like reality TV shows I have watched. Most reality TV shows that I have watched, I regret watching.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this made me remember A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila, which was a reality TV show where you could win being in love with Tila Tequila.
With Tila Tequila, who I think later went on to praise Hitler.
Okay. Well, at this point, Tila Tequila was originally famous for, and I mean, this is a real slice of the times. Tila Tequila was originally famous for having the most friends on MySpace.
So obviously everyone wanted to be in love with her.
Oh, I just got so many friends.
Yeah, you'd be her best friend.
Yeah, you'd be in Tila Tequila's top 8.
Yeah, for sure. If you were in love with her, you'd for sure be in her top 8.
Oh my God, we're really
Think
dating.
of the exposure.
We have to stop talking about MySpace. Okay.
So Alan and Tawny are watching this and learning all of these hard truths from Coach Tugnut. Catalona, we're so close, says Tawny. If we could get there, we could tell them what's going on, says Alan. All we need is a boat. We cut to the dock where Fancy Tom is dressed as a sea captain.
He's presumably a popular character from Even Stevens.
Presumably.
He's a fancy boy with a yacht.
You could help us, Tom, and you could help Lewis.
Well, Lewis is my friend, when it suits him. And I can accept that. What can I do?
Can you sail this stuff to Catalona?
Welcome aboard!
So we cut back to the island at this point, which, again, cannot possibly be a few miles off the mainland United States. There is an island broadcast going on. Miles introduces what the hidden cameras captured, and we cut to a scene of the two gangs confronting each other on the beach.
Yeah, they're calling each other stupid and liars.
Yeah, they're screaming at each other accusatorily. Mum throws gasoline on the fire in this argument, says, "You kids shouldn't fight just because your dad is trying to teach me a lesson. I know you've been upset since you've been out of work." Dad is like, and then Dad shouts, "You're trying to make me look bad," which made me laugh.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make me look bad. And they're just yelling at each other.
Shia LaBeouf is screaming and screaming.
Yeah.
Looks like things are getting personal and interesting, says Miles.
Says Miles. Just another very natural link.
Things are getting personal and interesting. Let's catch up with Ren and Revolver Ocelot.
Yeah, Miles says,
Revolver Ocelot is explaining to Ren that engravings give you no tactical advantage in a firefight.
In fact, Ren is looking sad by a waterfall that inexplicably is a CGI composite of like different bits of waterfall.
Yeah, it's another FMV game background here.
I wish I hadn't already said in an episode that something looked like the music video to Butterfly by Crazy Town, because this, if anything, looks even more like the music video to Butterfly by Crazy Town.
This looks like a CD-ROM.
Yeah.
It looks like a CD-ROM you would get called something like relaxation CD-ROM.
Yes.
And it's like 100 screensavers to relax you.
Yeah, and it's got a dolphin on the front, and each screensaver takes 8 minutes to load on your garbage PC.
Yeah, and it takes up all the processing power. Your yellow PC tower is blazing hot.
Yeah. Your beige Pentium is sort of whining in distress.
Thick cloud of black smoke coming out of the CD drive. Yeah.
So Ren is looking sad by this waterfall. Mutai approaches. "The elders have forbidden me to see you," he confesses. "You should leave," says Ren. "I can't," says Mutai. "No matter what they would do to me, to be away from you would be worse."
Yeah, she smiles. "Everything is falling apart. You're the only good thing that's happened to me since I've been on this island," she says. "I would very much like to kiss you," says Mutai. And then we cut back to Miles and it says, "What do you think? Will Ren allow Mutai to kiss her? Vote now on familyfakeout.com. No way I'm testing that URL I've written here.
Oh, I tested it.
Okay.
Familyfakeout.com domain is for sale.
Oh, good. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, so snap it up if you're interested. Then we see shots of viewers at home. Shots of America absolutely loving this show where a child is tricked into kissing a boy who is pretending to like her.
Yeah, a man. I mean, Mutai looks to be at least 20 years old, I would say.
So we see Ren and Mutai on screen. And this, will Ren let Mutai kiss her thing isn't just a throwaway line. There is a counter on screen and the votes pour in. Here are the votes. Here's the tally. 25 million votes for yes, Ren will let Mutai kiss her. 211,000 votes for no. So if we are to assume that let's round down and say 25 million people voted in this poll.
Yeah,
what
and
percentage?
That's a small percentage of the people who are actually watching, right?
Yeah, let's be really generous and say that 5% of people can be bothered.
Yeah.
So the viewership for this is 100 million,
something like that. Yeah, I would say
America is captivated by what's unfolding here. So
yeah, it's about a third of the American population are watching this show.
Yeah, exactly. And the rest of them are on the the acting in it. Yeah. So Ren goes for the
actors,
kiss.
By the way, 23 years old when this was.
Okay. Okay. So Ren goes for the kiss, but backs out at the last minute. I'm just not ready, she says. I'm so sorry. And she gets up. Cut back to Miles. Whoa, there's a surprise, says Miles. The family may be splitting up, but Ren and Mutai are definitely heating up. Miles clearly will not be satisfied until he successfully broadcasts a child being tricked into kissing a man who is pretending to like her.
Yeah, I think the string of lawsuits and criminal charges being levied at Miles once this show is finished airing. I mean, not least the death of Beans. But many other things.
They've decided to let him walk on Beans.
That's what killed him. Letting someone walk on Beans. We cut to the boat at sea with Alan and Tawny. Tom is sailing them, singing sea shanties.
Yeah.
Alan yells at him for doing that.
Then they make landfall.
Yeah.
Take us in, says Alan. I don't know, looks treacherous, says Tom, so this is your stop. Hop on my dinghy, and in fast motion he inflates a dinghy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this little subplot, what's happening to Alan and Tawny, it kind of happens very quickly and in these brief little scenes, so we're just kind of skipping through it. But to be clear, Alan and Tawny, who are also just two children, are now getting in a tiny little dirigible to sort of attempt landfall on this
on this uncharted island.
on what Tom with the boat reckons is a deadly reef.
Yeah, it's too dangerous for him to approach in the skiff.
Yeah.
So. But Alan and Tawny are peers of Even Steven, and Even Steven is younger than Ren, and Ren is supposed to be 14. So these are two sort of 12-year-old children.
Yeah, three 12-year-olds have sort of, it's like they've sailed to Isla Nublar or something, and they're like, oh, well, we won't sail all the way.
They're trying to round the horn in this this little dinghy. So we cut to Mutai coming out of his trailer. Everyone's cheering and calling him Jason.
Yeah.
The show's producers turn up to Miles with the ratings. It says they beat Gotcha by 1 point, but it's not good enough for Miles. To be fair, this has to be costing 100 times what Gotcha costs to film.
I mean,
and Gotcha's main prank is a store-bought ape costume.
Gotcha was an ape jumps out at dinner time.
A man in a gorilla costume from Party City. Whereas this has got animatronic snakes and flying people to islands and weather machines and it's got collapsing palaces.
A cast of thousands.
Yeah, there are literally 1,000 extras. That palace must have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to build, and then they destroyed it.
They destroy it.
This is going to be the most expensive television show in history.
Miles says, it's not enough. I want to bury Gotcha. And he rounds on Jason and says, tomorrow you gotta get that kiss. And he instructs Jason, and then after you kiss her, dump her.
That's right. Jason looks conflicted.
Yeah, Jason looks conflicted by this. Why have I written America's Hottest Next Big Kid Magician?
That's another popular reality show.
Oh, that's it. That's why. It's because I wanted to say that this is the worst decom reality show since The Search for America's Hottest Next Big Kid Magician, where to remind you, in that one, they have a big search for America's next big kid magician, but don't film the search at all.
And they just film sort of confused. They just film the end trick results.
Yeah.
And Mystic Max making numbers fly around. So you've got the choice between America's Next Top Kid Magician or Beans dies of exposure. Is there anything else on? No, unfortunately.
So we briefly see Alan and Tawny rowing this dinghy up to the island. Then a massive wave knocks Alan out of the boat.
Yeah, a huge tsunami destroys their boat.
It's like when Moana tries to get over the reef. It's like that kind of it's scary.
Alan is swept into the ocean. He says, I can swim from here, even though they're still miles offshore.
Yeah.
We see Tawny arrive at the beach. It's a really bad day for night shooting.
Oh, it's awful.
Alan is not there. I assume he died at sea.
Yeah. So Tawny walks onto the beach and a coconut falls on her head and knocks her unconscious.
Yeah.
Or
kills her, possibly.
We cut to Alan. He's come ashore, and as soon as he wades out of the shallows, he is bodily wrestled to the ground by 2 security people, which I find odd. You'd think, I know they're making a TV show, but you'd think when a kid wades out of the shallows, you wouldn't wrestle him to the ground. You'd be like, are you okay?
And also they seem to, they know exactly where he came ashore on a sort of deserted part of the island, but they're straight on him.
Yeah.
He claims to be Lawrence Honeytoast, a marine biologist here on a top secret government business. But this lie immediately crumbles as Miles walks past and recognises him as the person who turned them on to the Stevens family in the first place.
Yeah, you said the show was fun, says Alan, but it's cruel. Crate him, says Miles. The security dudes are only too happy to lock this half-drowned boy in a trailer. So they
Alan
do that.
says, hey, this isn't a crate. Like, Alan, shut up.
Put me in a crate.
Put me in a crate.
Crate me, you coward.
Yeah. Alan looks around. The trailer is full of costumes, and he sort of smiles to himself.
A plan begins to form. The broadcast, meanwhile, is checking in on the family.
Yeah, we get the intro sequence again. There's a long, lingering shot in the opening montage now of even Stephen with a mouthful of pasta.
A third of America leans forward on the edge of their seats. So even Stephen, Mom and Donnie slept on the floor under a few dead palm fronds. Inexplicably, at this point, so they're waking up another morning, everyone's clothes are so tattered. They look like the zombies do in The Walking Dead season 6.
They look like in the night they were all mauled by a pack of animals or something.
A pack of animatronic snakes.
Yeah.
They're so tattered. Then even Stephen finds a peanut in his pocket. Mom, Donnie and even Stephen attempt to divide it into 3, but Mom drops the peanut and the animatronic squirrel eats it, which doesn't seem possible, and runs away.
Over at Angry Faction number 2, Dad, Ren and Beans wake up on the beach. The fire is out. It turns out that Beans pissed all over it in the night.
The fire's gone out. We needed to live. And Beans says, oh yeah, I needed the bathroom. I needed somewhere to go. He doesn't say he pissed. He says, I needed the bathroom. So it's possible he took a shit in the fire.
A huge fire extinguishing shit all over the fire.
Why, Beans? Why not walk to the tree line? It's right there.
I love the idea of the producers being like, oh, you extinguished the fire. That's a nice touch. That'll really wind them up. It's like, I didn't do anything. We're not even having to do it when Beans is around.
Yeah, in fact, it's now become an extreme editing challenge for us because we now have to broadcast this without showing Beans pissing on a fire.
Showing 9-year-old boy urinating onto a fire on national television.
Okay, so Dad and Ren fight because Dad blames Ren for Beans being there.
Which is fair. I mean, why did she take a babysitting job anyway in the first place?
Because she's trying to get over Gil. She's
trying to forget about Gil, but then I guess, Gil is the least of your troubles if you're spending time with Beans.
If Beans is there. So Ren says that this was a crappy vacation that you forced us to go on, Dad. And Dad is like, you couldn't wait to get away after what's-his-name dumped you. And then Ren storms off, understandably upset that her dad is yelling at her about being dumped.
Yeah, she runs off to Mutai, Jason, who's brooding by the rocks.
Yeah.
I want to go home, she says. She hugs him. One day soon you will be home with your family, and it'll all seem as if none of this is real, says Jason.
So when Jason says this, he sort of says it in an embrace, quietly in the embrace. And back at the compound, Miles storms over to the control panel. What's he saying? Because, of course, Jason is conflicted. He's trying to drop these subtle hints that everything's going to be fine. The only thing I want to be real is you, says Ren. And they confess their feelings for each other again. And Ren says, the other day, it's not that I didn't want to kiss you. I just didn't want to get hurt again. And Jason says,
I don't want to hurt you. And then Ren says, I believe you, and they kiss. Everyone watching at home in the diner is loving it, except for Larry Houdini from Don't Look Under the Bed, who storms out. Don't know why he's there. Maybe he's a beloved character in Even Stevens.
The actual Larry Houdini character. Yeah. He's always emerging from the bed and killing beans.
There's an extremely impressive tracking shot around the two of them as they kiss.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be hard to miss this camera rig.
Camera person sort of scampering crab-like in a circle around them. Strafing.
Yeah.
But suddenly, Jason stops the kiss.
I can't do this.
What's wrong?
I'm supposed to break up with you.
I was afraid of this. Code Red. Code Red. Get Tuka in there and get Mutai out.
Look, you need to know.
Ah! Mutai! Mutai! This is forbidden!
Ren.
Quick! Mutai! Get him out of here! Quick!
Why are you
Quick!
so
It's out of here! Now!
Mutai!
Wait!
Why can't you just leave us alone?
Blame it on our brother Louis. This is Louis's fault, yes! Yes!
What? What does he have to do with this?
That is a good question.
Just say Louis told you they were meeting. He's to blame for everything.
Your brother told us about your secret meetings with Mootai. He is to blame for all your unhappiness. Louis!
So Tuka runs up and blames Even Stevens for all of this, something that Ren is only too happy to believe.
Backstage, Alan got out of the lock trailer somehow. No need to worry about how that happened. He's gorging himself at craft services.
Yes, he's disguised as a Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's wearing Beskar armor.
Beskar steel. He ignites his flamethrower and kills Miles.
He ignites the Darksaber and starts
just lays about them, scything through them.
Yeah.
No, so he sneaks around a little. He sees banks of monitors. On the monitors, he sees that Ren is chasing down Even Steven, who, for his part, is still chasing the squirrel.
Trying to get his nut.
Yeah, trying to get his nut back. This is going to be sweet, says Miles. I'll show you sweet, mutters Alan. And we cut to him at a bank of cables, yanking out all of the wires.
Yeah, in fast motion, he yanks out every wire and the show goes off the air.
So Miles panics because the feed is offline. The producers tell Miles that the Twitty kid is missing, and he tasks the producers with finding him.
Yeah, there's absolute pandemonium in the production area. Everyone's rushing around.
Yeah, Miles is firing everyone.
Yeah, Alan walks off with all the cables, swinging them nonchalantly.
I like Alan in this. I think it's just because it's AJ Trouth, and I like him in...
I like You Wish.
Yeah, I like You Wish.
He seems quite charming.
So we cut to the shallows by the beach. Mom and Dad bump into each other while they're spearfishing, and they agree to a truce.
The crazy squirrel from earlier is chasing Donnie, and he bumps into Tawny, who is wandering around. What are you doing here? Not again, he says, as he starts to have another breakdown.
Yeah.
She doesn't know why she's there, though. She has a horrible headache, so she's got kind of coconut-induced amnesia.
Unnecessary. Tawny is unnecessary in every sense in this film.
Yes.
But like her having amnesia is extremely unnecessary.
Yeah. She again, this is a holdover from the show, right? Because she's a character in the show. So they had to put her in the movie, even though she serves no narrative function whatsoever.
Did she always get amnesia in the show, perhaps? Maybe every episode she would get a head injury.
A different object would fall onto her head.
Yeah.
Give her a head injury.
Exactly. It was a huge moment for the fans when that coconut hit her skull.
I mean, it would explain why she likes Even Steven.
Yes, yeah.
A series of debilitating head injuries.
that could do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Donnie's like, you're coming with me so that people believe that you're not just a hallucination. Now that Mum and Dad, who are walking through the forest, have called truce, they are talking and they realise that every time Miles tries to help, things get worse, and they now finally suspect foul play.
Yeah.
Donnie arrives with Tawny, who has amnesia. But then her memory comes back straight away. She says, wait. Well, it does.
Yeah, I know.
It comes back in this conversation. She's like, I don't remember anything. Oh, no, wait.
No, I remember everything.
It's swimming back into focus. I know who
you're
Miles
on reality
is.
TV.
He's the host of Family Fake Out. Of course, because you're on Family Fake Out right now.
Yeah.
So the secret
Beans
is out
finds
at last.
a load of cables under the sand at the same time. So they discover they're on a reality TV show in 3 different ways at the same time.
Yeah. It's all a setup, yells Dad. Mom says this is cruel and humiliating. They call for the producers to come out and reveal themselves. But nobody does, because of course right now the show is off the air. So I guess what the family is saying and doing is not being received by anyone.
No. And Tawny explains the whole Catalona Island situation. Mum apologises to Donnie about the Patrick Green situation, and then they see Alan walking along. They chase and tackle him to the ground.
Yes.
He explains his whole situation. He came by to help after he sold them out.
Yeah. So Alan leads the family to the TV compound and explains that they're not on the air right now. And Mum says, we still have a chance to show them that this is a family that sticks together. But first we have to get to Ren and even Stephen, who, as Alan explains, are trying to kill each other in the woods currently.
Yeah. Production are still scrambling. They've got the cameras back. In the diner, the show comes back on. We're getting back to Ren killing Eve and Stephen.
Yeah.
She has made herself an improvised spear. It's a kind of sharpened stick.
Yeah.
She means to kill Eve and Stephen with this stick. She's going to stab him with it, so his blood comes out and he dies of it.
Yeah. I'm really rooting for her.
Yeah. I hope she kind of goes for the neck.
Yeah. She lets forth a guttural war cry. She catches up with Eve and Stephen. She stabs her spear into the ground in front of him. He's crawling around on his knees. You ruined my life, she says.
Yeah.
When, says Eve and Stephen, the day you were born, she says.
Yeah, he flees. Ren chases him. She's sort of stabbing him in the legs as he runs. It's quite distressing.
I've written, come on, Ren, kill him.
They have a tracking shot in front of Eve and Stephen as he's running.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A camera in a seagull's bum or something.
Yeah,
so a producer at this point, his conscience is pricked and says, Miles, what if she hurts him? We're responsible for these people. Miles says, relax, she's not going to hurt him. And then we hear over the feed, I'm going to hurt you, even Stephen.
Yeah.
And Miles is like, oop.
Oh. So he sort of leaves.
Yeah.
Even Stephen makes it to a cliff edge, but there's no further he can go. I can't tell you how long I've waited for this day,
she says
Ren.
On the cusp of murdering her brother.
Yeah.
Miles pulls up in a jeep. I've spoken to the tribal elders, he splutters. They've decided to forgive your family. He thinks that seeing children kill each other on TV might not win him a daytime Emmy.
Yeah.
Ren, however, is too angry to stop.
Yeah.
The rest of the family catch up. She tells them, I'm about to solve the Lewis problem, which is a great line.
Oh, God. Panicking, and as a last resort, Miles decides to reveal everything.
Ren! What are you doing?
I'm about to solve the Lewis problem.
I'm glad you're here. Ren's a little upset. This is the perfect time to tell you that you're on a new reality show called Family Fake Out.
Yeah, that's a nice try, Miles, but it's too late! We're a million miles from nowhere, and if one of us disappeared, nobody would know!
I know.
Ren, Miles is telling the truth. It's just a silly TV show. I don't believe you!
Ren, listen, please. We just found out. We've been trying to find you guys and tell you.
You know what? I know what you're doing. You're trying to protect Lewis. You're always trying to protect Lewis. Well, you know what? I can't take it anymore!
So, that was the Eve and Stevens movie. What decom are we doing next, Andy?
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting move to have Shia LaBeouf. What you didn't see there, listener, is the shot of his limp body falling
The shot of
off a cliff.
The shot of his body bouncing off several rocks on the way down.
He just drops off the cliff onto the rocks below.
No, I'm not kidding. He really does.
Yeah, I thought it was bold, actually, of the Disney Channel to finish. Well, I mean, presumably this is their hardball reaction to Shia LaBeouf's contract negotiations.
Exactly. Well, we'll have even Steven plunge off a cliff and die. How about
this? Shredded on the rocks.
So I was very excited when this happened because I was rooting so hard for Ren to kill even Steven. And then when you actually get to see him go over the cliff and fall and go, and fall off a cliff, it was my favourite bit of the movie.
I was like, this is great. I love that they've done this.
So Mum is like, no, my baby. And Miles is like, I'm so sorry. Nobody was supposed to get hurt. He's racked with grief over engineering the death of a boy. But then
the second death of a boy, but no one cared about Beans.
No one cared about Beans, yeah. Beans, sadly, Beans who died. Then Ren, unfortunately, gives a smug smile.
She chuckles to herself.
And a helicopter pulls up from just below the cliff edge. Famously quiet and discreet helicopter.
Yeah. So unfortunately, even Stevens fell into the helicopter plate.
The helicopter pulls up, and on board, the crew of the helicopter say, yeah, there was a problem with the plan.
Unfortunately, even Stevens fell into the blades and was minced.
We forgot that you can't really fall onto a helicopter safely.
And there's nothing of him left, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he was just sort of atomized.
Some of the debris hit Beans and he died.
He's in a fine mist now. Oh my God, that is so true. You cannot fall safely onto a helicopter. But nevertheless, so this helicopter kind of goes up from the cliff like that. Yeah. On the helicopter, who's this? It's Lance LeBeau from Gotcha. I just dropped in to say gotcha on your own show, he says to Miles.
Yeah.
And Miles is like, what? And
the family is loving it.
They're all high-fiving.
Even Steven is on a rope ladder below the helicopter. I just have written how.
I mean, forget that you can't land safely on the top of a helicopter. We see him fall. We see there is a shot like over the edge of the cliff. This isn't like one of those fake outs where you're looking at the edge and he drops down. You know, like when Marty McFly jumps off the thing.
Indiana Jones goes off the tank into the ravine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then like the DeLorean rises up or whatever. It's not like that. We see him plunge. There's a shot of him going and like falling
you see
down.
it's from above.
Yeah.
Below him
there's
no
nothing helicopter.
But rocks. There's nothing but rocks. He explains in the next bit. He says, "I jumped into a big old net, just like we planned." Okay, so there is no net visible in the shot.
Yeah.
Where was the helicopter while you were falling into this net?
Yes.
Did the helicopter then move into position? The rope ladder is about 30 feet long, and he's at the bottom of it.
Okay, so he must have fallen into a big net, but that sort of trampoline bounced him up again.
Okay, and then he grabbed the helicopter swooped in.
The helicopter swooped in after he fell.
Silently swooped in from behind a cloud.
Here's my question to the producers of Gotcha. How important is it that even Steven is on this rope ladder? Because it really seems like it's introducing a huge amount of complexity to the prank. Have him fall into the net, then have a helicopter arrive, and I would disconnect those two things.
Yeah, and then 10 minutes later, even Steven turns up in a Jeep having been driven up from the beach.
Yeah.
And says, gotcha.
Gotcha, exactly. But that doesn't happen.
No.
So I jumped into a big net like we planned. Who's holding the net?
Yep. Where did they get the net? The point is that they don't have anything. I
jumped into a big net.
The big net.
He literally says, I jumped into a big net like we planned it.
What have they suspended the net from?
Yeah.
What's the net attached to? How did they get halfway down the cliff to attach a net to it?
How did they? Yeah, and how did they know about this cliff? It's exhausting. It's exhausting trying to sort of make this work in your mind.
I think the cleanest explanation for all this is that the mum's mind shattered at the death of her son.
Yes, there we go.
And the rest of the film is a happy fiction her brain has made up.
Yes.
As she's being sort of sedated for her hysterical grief.
What's really happening is Ren is like stabbing even Steven over again and
over and over again,
dancing in his blood.
Yeah. Mum has lost her mind.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be better. That would be a good ending to Even Stevens.
Yeah.
Ren kills him.
Ren finally killed. Yeah, everyone turned. That's why people tune into Even Stevens. They're like, is this going to be the episode where Ren finally kills Even Stevens?
I reckon if at the end of Even Stevens, Ren killed Even Steven, it would be like Ross and Rachel getting together. It would be like, finally, like America exhales. Like
finally, but also there's nowhere for the show to go after this.
Finally, Ren got her man. Killed,
by which
Even
we
Steven.
mean she stabbed Even Steven.
By which I mean
100 times with a
stick. Killed Even Steven. So
Miles has been pranked on his own show.
Mom explains to Miles, we may argue sometimes, but it takes more than a cheesy TV show to rip this family apart. It didn't, though.
That's right.
They were ripped apart instantly.
Instantly. They were at each other's throats.
Yeah.
We put this prank together in just a couple of hours, thanks to Alan and Tawny.
What?
Says Lance LeBeau.
We saw Alan and Tawny. Tawny had amnesia.
Until 10 seconds
ago, and Alan was trapped in a trailer.
There was like a 2 hour
to the ground.
There's a missing 2 hour section of time in this film where this all happened.
Yeah.
Because it didn't take them 2 hours to get the show back online.
No, it didn't. And also, like, at the point where the show comes back online, Ren has just found Even Steven.
Yeah.
But actually, unbeknownst to... you know what? Let's not. We know. We could spend ages trying to put together the timeline, but we know at the end it won't work. So fine. So Dad explains to the cameras, when we found Ren, she had Even Steven trapped in a tree. When we told the kids it was a setup, they put aside their differences and we all came up with this charade.
Yeah.
And that is all the explanation you are going to get, viewer.
Mm-hmm. The family then gives Miles a 3-second head start, and then they start chasing him to beat his ass.
Yeah. Later, everyone is in new clothes now. Even Steven finds Ren looking sad by the ocean and tells her that the plane is here to take them away. I'm sorry about blaming you for everything, says Ren. And Even Steven says, I'm your brother. I love messing with you, but I would never do anything to hurt you. And I'm just mentally flashing through all of the things he did to hurt her.
Deliberately to hurt her.
Yeah.
And all of the things she did to hurt him.
Yeah.
Including chasing him with a stick.
Ren despairs that her summer has gone very badly, and Even Steven calls over Jason. He's a nice guy, he says, of this man who tried to trick his sister into kissing him on the TV show.
23-year-old man who tried to trick this 14-year-old girl into kissing him on TV.
So Jason heads over and says, Ren, I'm so sorry about all of this. And
just as he comes over, Even Steven pitches backwards off a wall.
Yeah, he just rolls backwards.
He sort of rolls backwards off a high wall. Onto the beach far below. So he possibly has died.
The fans go wild because obviously in the show he was always pitching backwards over things like a scuba diver. That's okay, says Ren. You're an actor. Completely understanding, obviously. You were doing your job.
It's all right to lie to people if you're an actor.
Yeah, if you're acting. Yeah. That's okay, you're an actor. You were doing your job and you tried to warn me. Thing is, says Jason, I wasn't acting. Mm-hmm. I really care about you. Yeah. Just then, Dad calls and says the plane is arriving, but before leaving, Ren gives Jason a kiss and they make plans to see each other again. I have written, ew.
Ew.
Ew. Yeah. On the beach.
The family all board the plane. Thank you, says Ren to Even Steven. You didn't ruin things so bad.
That's right. This feels completely unearned.
Oh,
absolutely.
This
like brother-sister last-minute make night. Not as unearned as what happens next.
But
entirely unearned. Yeah.
You know what? Even though you're the worst person alive and everything you did, everything that happened was a direct result of your selfish awfulness.
Yeah.
You aren't so bad. They forgive
fine.
Alan as well, but Alan's punishment is he has to sit with Beans on the plane, who will be farting.
Oh, who is dead. has to sit with the body bag.
He will be making smells the whole way.
The body bag is sort of slowly filling up like a balloon. His gas
escapes. Yeah, it's a spherical body bag.
Turgid body bag.
Want to sit next to Papa, says Even Steven to Tawny.
And Tawny smiles and shrugs as if to say, what else am I going to do? Not fall in love with this horrible boy. And then she does indeed sit next to Even Steven because she loves him, I suppose.
It could have been beautiful, says Mom. It was, says Dad, and the plane takes off.
Beans gives a wrap-up over the end of the movie. Donnie went to college, says Beans.
Yeah.
Dad got a new job at a great law firm. Even Stephen got back to his super lounge chair, but he still has some kinks to work out. I've written that kink is an odd choice of word.
He's got some kinks to work out.
He's got some kinks to work out in this chair.
To work through in this chair.
Yeah. He's got some kinks to indulge in this chair. We see even Stephen sat in the chair with Tawny sat on the next to Papa fold out seats.
Yeah.
Ren and Jason have become inseparable, says Beans. As for me, I spend plenty of quality time with my favourite family. And we see Beans appearing suddenly at dinner in another jump scare, and the family starts arguing and throwing food. And then
get out, Beans, they say, we hate you.
And then my mouse was moving to the little X in the top right.
I leaned towards the TV remote.
That's that, I said to myself. Surely this movie holds no more surprises. But then at the end, and I don't know if this is an Even Stevens thing, but then at the end, the cast perform a song.
Yeah, called Dream Vacation.
Ren sings it. Even Steven plays drums.
Yeah,
Alan,
you got Beans on the bass.
Beans is shredding the bass. Alan Twitty plays guitar. and this
Twitty played guitar.
Twitty played guitar. And this is all cut with bloopers and scenes from the movie of the cast singing and dancing.
Yeah, like a Jackie Chan film ends with sort of footage of all his stunt team like shattering their pelvis on a iron railing. This movie ends with a similar gag reel.
Yeah, Beans being shattered on.
Beans shattering his pelvis on an iron railing.
It's really weird. I don't know. Maybe if every episode of Even Stevens ended with the family performing a sort of non-canonical out-of-universe song, then fine.
This felt like a contractual ask from Christy Carlson Romano trying to launch a pop career.
And you know what? Fair enough, because you don't want to be the only lead actor in a Disney Channel TV show who's not
have your own pop career.
Yeah, who's not being propelled to a pop career. That Disney will then later disown you as soon as you try and do anything remotely edgy with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's what it felt like. There's a lot of her gesturing into the camera, and it's not a good song. Should we have a bit of it?
Sure.
Why not?
I can't remember off the top of my head how this song goes, but I could sing to you every song from Pixel Perfect, so...
Well, yeah, there you go.
There's the proof.
That is the Pixel Perfect difference.
And then, mercifully, the credits do roll. Obviously, there is tropical island music over the credits.
That's all the Even Stevens there ever was.
That they ever made. That is it. That is the full
Otherwise,
stop.
they'd have had to pay some people some money.
They'd have to
and
pay. They'd have had to pay some children.
Strapped at the moment.
Yeah, Eisner's like, oh man, you're asking at exactly the wrong point in the month.
You're asking in 21 years we're going to have to close the Star Wars hotel, and that's really so you can understand. Right now I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I'm saving up for Star Wars.
I'm saving up for the Star Wars hotel.
I'm saving up for the Star Wars franchise. I'm saving up to buy Star Wars, so I can't pay you, I'm afraid.
I needed $35 more to buy Star Wars, so I can't give you a raise, Shia LaBeouf. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Christy. There's simply no way. I can't believe that about the episode count. That is sensational.
65. That's all you
65, and all to get around.
Paying anyone anything what they're worth.
Yeah, lock them in when they're not famous, make them famous. Then before you have to pay them anything, cut them adrift.
Watch them spiral into drug addiction.
Watch them spiral as horrendously, and unfortunately many of them, I mean, we've talked about this before, Disney's absolute total disinterest.
Meat grinder of young stars.
Not interested at all in any aftercare or... absolutely feels no sense of obligation to these children.
Yeah.
So
that was...
Disney sucks. Okay. So that was the Even Stevens movie.
Yes.
you know what, I enjoyed this recap more than I thought I would, to be honest.
Yeah. I didn't think the film was bad. Like, I thought it was a good premise. There was some fun. It had a kind of fun, bouncy energy to it. I thought even Steven as a character, not being acquainted with it from the show, I thought he was awful.
Yes.
Maybe I'd feel more like, if he'd been on a bunch of nice character arcs throughout the show, maybe I'd feel more inclined to like him.
You know what, it might be like every single episode starts with even Steven being like a horrendous bastard, but by the end he always comes good. And so
you give him a bit more, you have a bit more faith in him.
You have a bit more. So when you're watching the movie, it might be that he's a very, very distilled version of his, like, on paper worst character traits at the beginning of the movie. And so you're just like, well, but because it's stretched out, that's a lot more minutes to spend with a really unlikable guy.
But the fact that he goes to this palace, he steals all the chief's snacks, he goes and sits in his chair and then collapses the entire palace.
Yeah.
I was just like, you clown.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you.
No, like, actually, I'm not sure he really does anything much more objectionable than the bit where he's just like explodes a load of spaghetti over his sister at her graduation.
Valedictorian graduation.
Which he never says sorry for.
No.
Fine. Whatever.
His main personality is owning a sex chair.
It probably makes sense if you've seen the show.
But yeah, I mean, there's the whole island thing was preposterous. There's no way, A, that island would be uninhabited.
Yeah.
And B, would look like that if it was 2 miles off the coast of California.
And there's no way, I'm being an optimist here about human nature, I think there's no way that America would accept this premise for a show. America does not want to watch children getting hypothermia live.
No, I think the show is like wildly illegal, especially since one of the people is a California state senator. Yes. The dad is a lawyer, so presumably he's going to sue the pants off of the production company.
It's we never really get to the bottom of, because obviously in the beginning, the very first shot of the movie, it was Miles narrowing down a list of potential families. We never find out what the criteria is that makes him choose the Stevens family over anyone else.
Maybe just they're always at each other's throats. But I think if you were a reality TV producer and you're like, I'm going to essentially kidnap these people, put them on an island, submit them to psychological torment for a week, I probably wouldn't pick a lawyer to do that.
Probably not, no.
No.
Not one
who's... A lawyer and a senator.
Yeah. It's a good way to go to prison for a very long time.
Yeah, the show must have cost at least $100 million to produce.
Yeah. And at the end, Lance LeBeau just has to fly in a helicopter.
Yeah, and everyone turns over onto his show on the other channel.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I tell you who comes out of this smelling of roses is Lance LeBeau.
Yeah.
Who apparently stole the show from under Miles and is a horrible man. But then everyone's like, hooray, Lance LeBeau has come to our rescue.
Lance LeBeau saved the day. Unfortunately, Beans did still die, so...
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Well, this episode has taught me that there is absolutely no safe way to jump onto a helicopter from above. So I'll never try that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Can I read you some emails, Andy?
Yes, please.
Because our inbox has just been an absolute joy the last few weeks since our Go Figure episode, where we challenged people to use the line, "Who X'd this Y? Clumsy the Clown?" At work. And people did, and folks have written in on how it went. Mostly how it went is poorly, I have to say. I'll read just a few examples.
Turns out it's quite hard to do it in a sort of natural, non-offensive way.
Yeah. Courtney writes in, we've been having issues with the people in charge of scheduling classes for our campus, and they made another error that shouldn't even have occurred in the first place and required many students to have to rearrange their schedules days before classes started. My boss said, I just can't believe things like this are still happening after everything we've done to make our position known. The Chancellor has stepped in even, and they're still not doing their jobs. I responded, yeah, they are messing up worse than a department run by Clumsy the Clown. Courtney writes, my boss was quiet for a moment.
Carefully choosing their next words.
Before settling on, you're fired, Courtney. Courtney says, this was a phone call, so I couldn't see her reaction, and then responded, I have no clue who that is, but if you're implying the scheduling team is just a really shoddy circus with no experience, you might be being too nice in your assessment. Wow. So there we go.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked. Eleanor writing to let you know I had my first driving lesson this week. We ended up stuck behind a car that had its fog lights on and made an illegal turn, both of which massively annoyed my instructor. Gleefully seizing an opportunity, I opened my mouth and said, "Who's behind the wheel? Clumsy the clown."
He gets everywhere.
Which made my instructor laugh and say that Clumsy would have done it better. So that one went okay. And finally, this from Thomas. Andy and Luke just finished listening to your Go Figure episode, knew I had to use the Clumsy the Clown line at work. So during a meeting with my team manager, when she brought up that we will be changing the opening script for phone calls, I said, "Yeah, who wrote that last script? Clumsy the Clown?" And my manager looked me dead in the eye. I figured I was about to either be fired or at least told I wasn't allowed to talk during meetings anymore. But let me tell you, I was not expecting her to say, "Oh my God, you listen to Mom Can't Cook also."
No.
Yeah. So thanks to you, I now have a weird connection with my boss that we both like to listen to two grown men berate children's movies.
Oh man, well, lucky.
Yeah.
A lucky outcome.
A very lucky escape, Thomas. All I would say to all of you listeners who tried that is don't actually do it.
What I would say to all you people who wrote in was, who wrote this email? Clumsy the Clown.
Well done, everyone who gave it a go. Reading them out, you really appreciate what a huge swing it is to try and say. So yeah, I appreciate you all. Thank you. If you want to let us know your thoughts on the Even Stevens movie, then I encourage you.
And why wouldn't you?
I encourage you to do so. Please email mumcan'tcookpod@gmail.com and let us know what you thought.
Let us know what point in the movie you think the mum's mind shattered and the rest was her imagining a wonderful adventure.
Yep. You know what? I would like to read out an email from someone who was an Even Stevens fan. And watch this
I would love
movie.
to hear from people who understand the deep lore of
Yeah.
Even Stevens. They can tell us if this film made more sense to them.
Yeah. Also, like, within the Even Stevens fandom, if there is such a thing, was this movie well received? Was it regarded as a satisfying conclusion, or is it like
fitting send-off?
Yeah. Is it like Firefly?
Or Firewalk with Me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Even Stevens sort of extremely dark psychosexual final chat.
Even Stevens Firewalk with Me. Now that I can get into.
I can get into that, yeah. When Killer Bob showed up on the island, I was surprised. Yeah. Okay, if you want to buy Mum Can't Cook merch, please do. Go to mumcan'tcookstore.com or bonesforbowser.com. And hey, if this wasn't enough Mum Can't Cook for you, then don't settle for waiting a whole fortnight for our next recap. Why not get bonus episodes direct to your podcast app of choice by going to patreon.com/extra helpings, where we are recapping the Disney Channel original TV show So Weird and having an absolute ball doing so.
Yep, or you can go to familyfakeout.com. That'll take you to the same.
It won't. I'm not buying familyfakeout.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, do those things.
Andy, I'm going to ask you a question now, and I already know the answer, but I'm very excited to ask it anyway. The Even Stevens movie is, believe it or not, our 50th
episode.
50th recap that we've done on Mum Can't Cook. We've hit a huge milestone. So I'm going to ask you, Andy, what decom are we going to do next?
Well, this is also going to be the 2-year anniversary of the podcast.
Amazing.
So it feels like we should do something
that we'll regret.
appropriately momentous.
Yep.
So the next decom that we're going to do, we said we wouldn't do it, but we had so many people come to us and say that we should do it, and they hoped that we would eventually get to it. So we're doing it, folks. The next Disney Channel original movie that we will be recapping is 2006's High School Musical.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's happening.
Yeah,
I've never seen High School Musical.
I've never seen High School Musical.
Oh, man.
Hour and 41 minutes.
Oh, what? Taking the piss. All right, let's do a different one. I'm not watching that.
I'm not doing 11 more minutes.
You have no idea how long 10 minutes of recap notes takes.
That's another 2 hours of my time. All right, now let me read you the description. On Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it is suitable for ages 0+. As well, if you're not.
We designed this film to be enjoyed by 3-month-old babies.
Suitable for 0-year-olds.
Okay. Yeah.
A basketball star and a brainy girl find a place in the spotlight and love.
That makes That makes love sound not like a thing that they find, but a thing that they do. Find a place in the spotlight and love.
They love that. You better believe that they love that.
They start loving.
Yeah.
Okay. High School Musical it will be. This is very exciting. We're finally there, folks.
I read the director as Kenny Omega there. I was excited, but it's actually Kenny Ortega.
I'm going to be really interested to watch this one because I know that it marks the point where DCOMs sort of philosophically changed their attitude, like started being started making more money and started being
getting
more
merch in the parks and things.
Yeah. And started being like franchises that they would keep going back to with sequels and sequels and sequels. But we have done other DCOMs from, what was it, 2006?
Yeah, Cowbells was the DCOM directly after High School Musical.
Yeah, so like I still have hope that it will be total garbage.
Oh, for sure.
But you know, I'm going to meet High School Musical completely on its own terms. I love musicals. I really love musicals.
Yeah. I enjoy musicals a lot.
So I think there will. I'm excited.
I enjoy
to see
Zac
musical.
Efron.
Yeah.
He was great in The Iron Claw. Vanessa Hudgens is good in those Princess Switch movies.
Yes.
It was less good when she said people should die of COVID so she can go to the shops. But apart from that,
that was less good.
That was less good.
That was less good than Princess Switch.
Those Princess Switch movies are good, though.
Yeah. So, okay, all right. I'm excited to meet High School Musical on its own terms, and I hope, listener, of everything we've done, this is the one that you're most likely to have actually seen and remember. So I hope you are similarly jazzed. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, folks. Come on back next time for High School Musical, or we will see you next week if you're one of our Patreon Extra Helpings supporters. And just before we go, I would like to reveal that, Luke, this whole time you've actually been on the reality show podcast of Fake Out.
Oh, man.
That's right. This podcast isn't real.
It
doesn't go out to end. There's no listeners.
There's no listeners?
If you look behind you, there's hidden cameras.
Do you know what?
The walls.
If you told me that Mum Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast, was an elaborate fake, I think I would believe that more than
believe it because it's true.
This actually makes a lot more sense than a lot of people liking and enjoying it.
Yeah. When you think about it, it's all so obvious,
sense.
isn't it?
It makes way more sense.
Your family all paid actors. None of them are real.
Wait, hang on. How long have you been setting this up since I was born?
Yes. This has been an elaborate Truman Show style project.
Right. Okay.
It's the year 2360.
Okay.
Yeah, we've created a reproduction of the year 2024.
Are DCOMs real?
No, DCOMs never existed.
Wow.
I can't believe you didn't cotton on to that. We thought that would be the most obvious.
It's a very, very high concept prank.
Yeah.
To set. So you've set it in the past.
Yeah, it's a period drama.
It's a period drama. But you've set it against fictional. Are DCOM? Okay, tell me this: are DCOMs, as I understand them, a sort of legally distinct version of a kind of TV movie that you had in your world? Is like, do you watch movies on Dosney?
We had Queelag channel originally.
You had Queelag channel, original Queelags.
Queelags. So
Queelag is what we call a movie.
Yeah. And Queelag, it's a tonal language. It's slightly different meaning.
Sure. So in fact, for the people watching this show, it'd be almost impossible for them to understand because it's happening in a language that they cannot speak.
It's not a popular show.
Right. That's a shame. That's a shame because you've put a lot of work in.
Yeah, you have been pranked though, is the main thing.
Yeah, man.
So you need to now that the show is over, you do need to get back to your job down the sulfur mines. So
off I go.
Okay.
This explains why I've always loved the smell of sulfur and associated it with safety.
For the mines.
For the sulfurous mines.
Yeah.
All right.
See
you next time. Let's go, folks. High School Musical and their big song, I Want a Basketball, all through the song.
All through the night.
I want a basketball, all through the song and night.
Yep.
I feel I might dance and dance.
Let's find this place in the spotlight and love.